Time's up. The moon is desperately trying to warn you. This week, it's not just shining, it's sending an urgent coded message. Before next week begins, there's a critical alignment, and you may only have today to prepare. Because if you go into this week unaware of what the moon is trying to show you, there could be disruptions. This moon isn't just reflecting light. It's acting as a cosmic mirror, revealing hidden truths about your path, truths that are usually veiled. Have you been feeling off, disconnected, or like something's about to shift? That's the moon trying to get your attention. Think of it like this: the moon is broadcasting a signal, but the static of daily life makes it hard to hear. This week, we're turning up the volume. In this video, I'll break down the key signs and symbols the moon is sending, revealing exactly what you need to know before next week. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to navigate this lunar energy, manifest your desires, and step into a more aligned version of yourself. For years, I've been studying the moon's influence, and I've seen firsthand how these energies can shape our lives when we know how to work with them. I'm telling you with certainty that what you are feeling is real. So, what exactly is the moon trying to tell us this week, and how do we decipher its urgent message before it's too late? The answers are there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be revealed to those who are ready to listen. This lunar event holds secrets far stranger than initially perceived. The question isn't just about what will occur, it's about who will take notice. To understand this lunar warning, we need to explore three things. First, we'll decipher the specific lunar phase. Next, we'll look at the astrological influences. Finally, we'll uncover practical steps to take before next week. Let's dive in, because this isn't information you can afford to ignore, and the clock is ticking. We must analyze this message, or the upcoming week could lead to missed opportunities in your most important relationships. The moon's warning isn't a mass email. It's a whisper tailored just for you. Have you noticed that the message feels different from what others describe? That's because it's designed to bypass your conscious mind and speak directly to your soul's energetic blueprint. For some, it arrives as a subtle sense of unease, a persistent feeling that something is amiss. For others, it manifests as vivid, almost hyperrealistic dreams that leave you shaken upon waking. The key is to understand how it speaks to you and what language it uses. But here's the twist. These lunar warnings aren't always brand new. They often carry echoes of the past. What if I told you that past lunar events could be distorting or amplifying the current message? These lunar echoes are like psychic imprints, re-triggering old experiences based on the moon's current position in the sky. Think back to a full moon during your childhood, a time of intense emotion, a significant event. That echo could be coloring your perception of this lunar warning, making it crucial to discern past from present. The question isn't just about the current lunar phase. It's about the ghosts of moons past. The stakes are higher than you realize. What if misunderstanding the lunar warning could lead to missed opportunities or amplified challenges? Imagine mistaking a call for rest and introspection as mere laziness, pushing yourself to burnout and exhaustion. Or perhaps a sudden urge to create is dismissed as impractical, leading to a stifled passion and a life unfulfilled. This isn't just about knowing, it's about acting. Careful understanding is paramount. The moon isn't trying to trick you, but it is testing your awareness. So, what are the common signs that the moon is trying to get your attention? Pay close attention. Many are reporting strange sensory experiences, unexplained tingling sensations, sudden chills down their spine, or a feeling of being watched. Others are experiencing intense emotional shifts, sudden waves of sadness, inexplicable bursts of joy, or a profound sense of nostalgia. And then there are the altered perceptions, time distortions, where minutes feel like hours, heightened intuition, where you seem to know what others are going to say before they say it. Are you experiencing any of these? You're not alone. Let me share a couple of stories. Sarah, a corporate lawyer, had a recurring dream of painting landscapes during the last lunar cycle. She initially dismissed it as stress, but the dream persisted, growing more vivid each night. Heeding the lunar warning, she enrolled in a painting class. Within months, she'd left her corporate job to become a full-time artist. John, on the other hand, felt an overwhelming urge to change his career path, but ignored the subtle signs, dismissing them as fleeting whims. He now finds himself unemployed and filled with regret. The difference? Sarah listened. John didn't. The universe rewards those who pay attention, but it doesn't stop there. Are you noticing an increase in synchronicities? The moon often orchestrates seemingly random events to guide and validate you. Think about meeting a specific person who unexpectedly offers exactly the advice you need, or stumbling upon a book that perfectly answers a question you've been pondering. These aren't mere coincidences. They're lunar synchronicities, breadcrumbs scattered along your path. The universe is speaking. Are you listening? Now, let's delve a little deeper. How does the moon actually exert its influence? While mainstream science may scoff, consider this. The moon's gravitational pull affects the water content of our planet. And what are we, if not walking bags of water? Esoteric traditions suggest that the moon also interacts with our energy fields, influencing our emotions, intuition, and even our subconscious mind. Think of it like a subtle energetic dance, a constant ebb and flow between the cosmos and our inner selves. This isn't just woo-woo, it's interconnectedness. I know this all sounds a bit far-fetched. Skepticism is healthy, but let's get one thing straight. Experiential validation is key. Forget what you've been told. What have you experienced? Track your emotions, pay attention to your dreams, and observe the synchronicities in your life. The evidence is there, waiting to be discovered. Don't let cynicism blind you to the truth. Here's something that may blow your mind. What if these lunar warnings are actually encoded with symbolic language, like a cosmic riddle waiting to be solved? The moon often speaks in archetypes and universal symbols: animals, colors, numbers, recurring locations. A black dog might represent your shadow self, while the color blue could signify intuition. And numbers, the number 22 could signify building something new if the lunar event occurs on the 22nd. Each symbol holds a personal meaning, waiting to be unlocked. So how do we decode these lunar warnings? Let's break it down into a simple step-by-step guide. Step 1. Pay attention to your dreams. Write them down as soon as you wake up, no matter how bizarre they seem. Step 2. Track synchronicities. Notice the seemingly random events and connections in your life. Step 3. Interpret your emotions. What feelings are surfacing and why? Step 4. Connect the signs. How do your dreams, synchronicities, and emotions relate to each other? Step 5. Trust your gut. Your intuition is your most valuable tool. What does your inner voice tell you? To help with this, create a lunar journal. Every time you feel something significant, write it down. Document your dreams, emotions, and synchronicities. Over time, you'll begin to see patterns emerge, revealing the moon's unique language for you. For example, every time you feel a sense of anxiety, you keep seeing the color red and hear the sound of sirens. That may be an indication of a need for increased safety and security. Finally, embrace practices that align you with lunar energy. Use "I am aligned with the universe" as your daily affirmation. Engage in guided meditations designed to amplify your intuition, and visualize yourself bathed in the moon's radiant light, open to receiving its guidance. There's even an ancient visualization technique where you imagine the moon as a silver mirror, reflecting back your hidden potential. The more you align, the clearer the message becomes. Remember, the lunar warnings aren't a source of fear, but a compass guiding you toward your highest potential. The moon isn't trying to scare you, it's nudging you towards self-awareness and empowerment. This is a tool, not a trap. It's a guide, not a jail. Now that we're aware of the signs and symbols, it's time to delve deeper into the specific lunar phase and its astrological influences. What secrets does it hold, and how can we harness its power to transform our lives? We're just scratching the surface. Prepare yourself. What we'll discover next is even more shocking. The moon's urgent warning isn't delivered in monotone, it's filtered. Each lunar phase acts as a lens, shaping the emotional and situational context of the message. A full moon in Pisces carries a completely different feeling than a full moon in Aries, even if the core warning remains: pay attention. This isn't about generic advice. It's about personalized guidance based on the moon's specific energetic signature. What if the key to unlocking the moon's message lies in understanding the unique filter through which it's being delivered? But here's the catch. Each lunar phase possesses a hidden language, a subtle code that must be deciphered to accurately interpret the warning. Imagine the zodiac signs as different instruments in an orchestra, each playing a distinct melody. The moon acts as the conductor, highlighting specific instruments, signs, at different times, creating a unique symphony of energy. Understanding this symphony is crucial for hearing the moon's warning clearly. Are you fluent in the language of the lunar phases? What if misinterpreting the lunar phase could lead to taking action on the warning in the wrong way, ultimately compounding your problems? Picture this. A warning about needing to nurture yourself, Cancer, is mistaken for a need to completely isolate yourself, avoidance, leading to deeper loneliness and disconnection. Or a call to embrace change and freedom, Aquarius, is misinterpreted as recklessness, causing chaos and instability. Precise decoding isn't just helpful, it's essential for optimal results. Time's up. The universe isn't waiting anymore. Think about it. How do different lunar phases manifest as different warning flavors? A full moon in Gemini, for instance, often manifests as communication breakdowns, misunderstandings, and a flood of conflicting information. This might indicate a need for clarity, discernment, and careful fact-checking. Have you been experiencing more arguments, misinterpretations, or technological glitches lately? This could be the Gemini moon trying to get your attention. It's not random. It's a signal. Or consider a full moon in Cancer, which can manifest as emotional overwhelm, heightened sensitivity, and a deep need for nurturing. During this phase, you might feel more easily triggered, tearful, or withdrawn. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a signal that you need to prioritize self-care, emotional boundaries, and connection with loved ones. Have you been feeling more vulnerable or emotionally raw recently? This could be the Cancer moon urging you to prioritize your well-being. Pay attention. Now, what about a full moon in Capricorn? This often manifests as challenges to authority, feelings of restriction, and a need for structure and discipline. You might find yourself questioning established systems, feeling stifled by rules, or struggling to maintain focus. This isn't just about rebelling. It's about identifying where structures are serving you and where they're holding you back. Are you questioning your career, your relationship, or your belief system? The Capricorn moon is urging you to examine the foundations of your life. But it doesn't stop there. Consider these case studies. Sarah, understanding the Leo full moon energy, recognized her need for creative expression and self-confidence. She asserted herself at work, presented her ideas with passion, and successfully negotiated a raise. She understood that the Leo moon was a call to shine. John, on the other hand, recognized the Scorpio full moon energy and delved into his shadow self, confronting his deepest fears and experiencing powerful transformation. By facing his darkness, he emerged stronger and more authentic. And here's the twist. Planetary alignments act as modifiers of the lunar phase, intensifying or altering the warning. Certain planets add layers of complexity, like adding spices to a dish. A full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus, the planet of sudden change, brings a sense of instability and the need to embrace the unexpected. Have you been feeling restless, impulsive, or drawn to unconventional ideas? Uranus is amplifying the Taurus moon's message. What about a full moon in Sagittarius squaring Neptune, the planet of illusions? This brings confusion, deception, and the need to see through false promises. You might find yourself questioning your beliefs, doubting your intuition, or encountering misleading information. Neptune is clouding the Sagittarius moon's clarity. The truth is, the universe is always giving you clues. Think of the moon as a spotlight illuminating a specific area of your life, and the planetary alignments as filters that color the light, changing its intensity and tone. Imagine the zodiac signs as different rooms in a house, each with its own atmosphere and purpose. The moon shines its light on a specific room during each full moon, highlighting its unique features. Understanding these metaphors is key to unlocking the lunar code. What does this mean for you? Now I know what some of you are thinking. Astrology is just pseudoscience. Let's get one thing straight. Astrology isn't about predicting the future. It's about understanding the energetic currents that are influencing your life, like reading a weather map to prepare for a storm. The key is not literal interpretation, but understanding the underlying archetypal themes, like reading poetry rather than a textbook. It's a system of symbolic language, providing insights into human behavior and patterns. Are you ready to look deeper? But here's the deeper layer. Each lunar phase also has shadow aspects, repressed emotions, or unconscious patterns that often relate to warnings. The shadow side of Gemini is superficiality, scattered energy, and a fear of commitment, so a full moon in Gemini may highlight these tendencies. You might find yourself gossiping, procrastinating, or avoiding deep conversations. What are you distracting yourself from? Or consider the shadow side of Capricorn, rigidity, control, and a fear of vulnerability. A full moon in Capricorn may trigger these patterns. You might become overly critical, controlling, or emotionally distant. Where are you being too rigid? What if the lunar warning is actually about embracing your vulnerability? This isn't just mystical thinking, it's practical wisdom. So, how do we identify the current lunar phase and its key themes? Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Determine the current lunar phase full new crescent gibbous. Step 2. Identify the zodiac sign the moon is in. Step 3. Research the key themes, shadow aspects, and planetary alignments associated with that sign and phase. Step 4. Reflect on how these themes relate to your current life, paying attention to recurring patterns and emotional triggers. What area of your life feels most illuminated right now? What shadows are lurking in the corners? What if you started tracking your responses to different lunar phases? Keep a journal of your dreams, emotions, and experiences during each lunar phase. Over time, you'll begin to see patterns emerge, revealing your personal sensitivities and strengths. Are you ready to unlock your lunar blueprint? Let's face it, this all sounds a bit overwhelming, but here's the secret. Start small. Choose one lunar phase to focus on. Observe your thoughts, feelings, and experiences during that time. Over time, you'll develop a deeper understanding of the moon's language and its impact on your life. This is a journey, not a destination. Now that we know how the lunar phase acts as a filter for the lunar warning, it's time to take action. What specific steps can you take before next week to prepare for the energies ahead? Because as we've discussed, knowing is only half the battle. Acting on that knowledge is crucial for navigating this week's energies. Lane, dive in. This week isn't just another 7 days on the calendar. It's a crucible, a period of intense energetic seeding. What you plant now, the actions you take, the intentions you set, will directly determine the flavor of your experiences during the upcoming lunar cycle. Will it be a harvest of abundance and clarity, or a struggle against unseen currents? The choice, believe it or not, is largely in your hands. But here's the thing, you're not just passively waiting for the moon to do its thing, you're actively co-creating with the cosmos. Think of it as energetic pre-paving, consciously smoothing the path ahead, minimizing potential disruptions, and maximizing opportunities for growth. It's like clearing debris from a road before you drive on it, not swerving to avoid potholes during the journey. Are you ready to become a conscious co-creator? And here's the danger: autopilot living. Failing to take deliberate action this week is like drifting at sea without a rudder, being swept away by the lunar energies rather than harnessing them for your own evolution. This requires intentionality, a conscious decision to engage with the cosmic currents rather than simply being tossed about by them. Going into the week unprepared is like drifting at sea without a rudder. The autopilot mode will likely lead to disaster. It doesn't have to be this way. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to glide through challenging times while others struggle? The secret often lies in proactive preparation. Sarah, for example, diligently reviews her lunar journal each month, identifying recurring themes and challenges. Before a recent full moon in Scorpio, she knew that intense emotions and shadow work were likely to surface. She proactively scheduled extra therapy sessions, created space for journaling, and communicated her needs to her partner. As a result, while the Scorpio moon was still intense, she navigated it with grace and emerged with profound insights. Now, contrast that with John, who scoffed at the idea of lunar cycles and dismissed his rising anxiety as just stress. When the Scorpio moon hit, he exploded in anger at work, sabotaged a crucial project, and alienated his colleagues. The difference? Intentional preparation. But here's the twist. This concept of pre-paving rituals isn't some new age invention. Cultures around the world have long recognized the power of aligning with lunar energies. Ancient Egyptians fasted and meditated during the new moon to purify their intentions. Vedic traditions prescribed specific mantras and rituals to harmonize with the lunar cycles. Indigenous cultures held ceremonies to honor the moon and seek guidance for the coming month. This isn't about superstition. It's about recognizing the profound influence of the cosmos and taking proactive steps to align with its rhythms. What if the key to unlocking your full potential lies in understanding and applying this ancient wisdom? Think about it. If the lunar theme is communication, Gemini, focusing on writing, journaling, and clear expression amplifies their effectiveness. If the theme is creativity, Leo, dedicating time to artistic pursuits and self-expression accelerates manifestation. This is what we call resonance mapping, aligning your actions with the lunar themes to maximize their impact. For example, if the upcoming moon is in Capricorn, setting clear, achievable goals, structuring your finances, and creating a disciplined routine will resonate powerfully with the lunar energy. It is important to note that if the upcoming moon is in Cancer, focusing on nurturing yourself and others, spending time with loved ones, and creating a comforting home environment will be particularly effective. These steps will harmonize your actions with the cosmic energy. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds a bit too woo-woo for me. How can intentions and actions actually shape reality? Think of it like programming a GPS. You need to enter your destination before you start driving to get accurate directions. Your intentions are like setting your destination, and your actions are like entering the route into the GPS. The clearer your intention and the more aligned your actions, the smoother and more direct your journey will be. What destination are you trying to get to? But here's the thing. Many people dismiss proactive rituals as superstitious practices, but that's a misunderstanding. Reframing them as tools for focusing intention and cultivating mindfulness will allow them to harness their power. It's not about magic. It's about setting a clear intention and aligning your energy with the desired outcome. Think of it like athletes visualizing success before a competition. They're not magically guaranteeing a win, but they are focusing their energy and improving their performance. Visualizing the best outcome is also about mental preparation, not magic. And here's the deeper layer that most people miss: shadow integration as preparation. Confronting and integrating your shadow aspects before the lunar cycle minimizes potential triggers and reactivity. Think about it. If you know you have a tendency to become defensive during stressful conversations, addressing that insecurity before a challenging lunar phase can prevent an explosive argument. Addressing unresolved anger allows you to approach conversations with calmness. Embracing your vulnerability allows you to connect with others more deeply. What are you trying to integrate? So, how do we energetically pre-pave for the upcoming week? Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Review your lunar journal from the previous cycle, identifying recurring themes and challenges. What patterns do you notice? What emotions surfaced repeatedly? What situations triggered you the most? Step 2. Determine the key themes and shadow aspects of the upcoming lunar phase. What zodiac sign is the moon in? What planets are influencing it? What are the dominant energies and potential challenges? Step 3. Identify 3 specific actions you can take before next week to proactively align with the lunar themes and address potential challenges. These actions should be concrete, measurable, and achievable. Step 4. Schedule these actions into your calendar and commit to completing them. Treat them as important appointments with yourself. Step 5. Visualize yourself successfully navigating the upcoming lunar cycle, drawing upon your preparations for strength and guidance. Imagine yourself responding with grace, wisdom, and compassion, no matter what challenges arise. But here's a practice that many people miss. Create a lunar altar as a focal point for intention setting and energetic alignment. This is a sacred space where you can connect with the lunar energies and amplify your intentions. Include crystals associated with the zodiac sign, candles in colors that resonate with the lunar phase, and symbols that represent your intentions. For example, if the upcoming moon is in Gemini, you might include a pen and paper for journaling, a communication crystal like sodalite, and an image that represents clear communication. And here's what they don't want you to know. Specific journal prompts can unlock powerful insights and guide your actions. If the theme is communication, Gemini, what conversations have I been avoiding? What messages do I need to send or receive? Where am I withholding my truth? If the shadow is control, Capricorn, where am I trying to control situations or people? What do I need to release? What am I afraid of losing if I let go? Answer these questions, and you might be surprised at the insights that come forward. And here's the most critical insight. You can use guided visualizations and affirmations tailored to proactive alignment, empowering yourself to take charge of your experiences. Imagine yourself confidently navigating a challenging conversation, communicating your needs clearly and compassionately. Affirm, I am prepared, I am aligned, I am empowered. Visualize yourself releasing control, trusting the universe, and surrendering to the flow. Affirm, I release control, I trust the universe, I am safe. Remember that proactive preparation is essential for transforming potential warnings into opportunities for growth and empowerment. It's about shifting from a reactive to a proactive approach, from being a victim of circumstance to being a conscious creator of your reality. It's not just about avoiding the potholes, but paving a smoother road. So, now that you've prepped the ground, what key practices will help you to flourish during the week? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next section, where we'll uncover specific strategies for sustaining positive momentum, harnessing lunar energies, and manifesting your intentions with grace and ease. This week, more than ever, lunar attunement isn't optional, it's essential. Consistent daily practices are the key to riding the waves of the moon's energy, deepening your intuitive connection, and navigating the currents of change with grace. Think of it as learning to read the map before you embark on a journey, not trying to decipher it while you're already lost in the wilderness. But here's the risk: energetic drift. Neglecting those daily touchstones, those moments of connection with the lunar rhythm, is like slowly losing your grip on a rope in a raging river. You'll find yourself pulled further and further away from your center, experiencing increased stress, anxiety, and a nagging sense of disconnect. And here's the thing, you might not even realize it's happening until you're already swept downstream. Are you ready to strengthen your grip? Here's what most people miss. This week isn't about grandiose gestures or elaborate rituals. It's about the accumulation of small, consistent efforts, the daily whispers of intention that build into a powerful symphony of alignment. It's like tending a garden, one seed, one drop of water, one gentle touch at a time. Those small daily adjustments create the most significant shifts. It is not about how grand the gesture is, it is about the consistency. Think about it. Have you been feeling disconnected recently? Consider the story of Maria, a single mother struggling with anxiety and insomnia. During a particularly turbulent lunar cycle, she felt completely overwhelmed. A friend suggested she try a simple daily practice, 10 minutes of mindful breathing each morning. At first, she resisted, feeling she didn't have the time, but desperate for relief, she committed to it. Within a week, she noticed a significant shift. Her anxiety lessened, her sleep improved, and she felt a renewed sense of calm and control. Then there's David, a high-powered executive who felt burned out and disconnected from his purpose. He began incorporating a daily gratitude journal into his routine, writing down 3 things he was grateful for each morning. Over time, this simple practice transformed his perspective, reigniting his passion and bringing him a profound sense of joy. The key to success in each of these stories was the simple fact that both stuck to their daily practice. But here's the Lunar Practice Toolkit to help you avoid energetic drift. For the new moon, try morning intention setting, visualizing your goals for the month ahead. During the full moon, engage in releasing rituals, letting go of what no longer serves you. In the waning phases, focus on grounding exercises, connecting with the Earth's energy. During the waxing phases, embrace visualization exercises. These actions aren't about complexity, they're about consistency. This toolkit isn't just a collection of practices, it's a pathway back to your center. The shocking truth is that these daily practices act as energetic anchors, stable points of reference amidst the ever-shifting lunar landscape. They provide a sense of security, grounding, and connection, allowing you to navigate the turbulent waters with greater ease and confidence. Think of your daily meditation as a familiar, comforting space, a sanctuary where you can always return to find peace and clarity. And what does all this create? A life of stability and meaning. Now, let's dive deeper into the science. The effectiveness of daily practices lies in their ability to rewire your brain to be more receptive to intuitive guidance. Consistent mindfulness practices increase gray matter in the brain regions associated with attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. This allows you to become more attuned to your inner voice, your intuition, and the subtle whispers of the cosmos. Think of it like tuning a radio, clearing out the static and amplifying the signal. A clear signal helps you receive the messages that you need to hear. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. I don't have time for daily rituals. My schedule is already packed. Let's reframe that objection. These practices aren't a luxury. They're an essential act of self-care, like nourishing your body with healthy food or getting enough sleep. Start with just 5 minutes a day and build from there. Integrate these practices into your existing routine, tacking them onto activities you already do, like meditating while you drink your morning coffee or journaling during your commute. Here is the key: schedule it into your day like any other meeting. What if the most important meeting you had each day was with yourself? And here's the deeper layer that most people miss: lunar mirroring in daily life. Your daily experiences often reflect the themes and energies of the current lunar phase, providing opportunities for deeper understanding and integration. For example, if you're struggling with communication during a Gemini moon, it may reflect a deeper need to express your truth, to speak your mind with clarity and compassion. If you're feeling restless and uncertain during a Sagittarius moon, it may be a sign that you need to expand your horizons, to explore new possibilities, to break free from limiting beliefs. But there's a catch. Only through daily self-reflection can you unlock these important insights. But here's what they don't want you to realize: the daily journey is the destination, and the destination is you. So how do we create a personalized lunar practice schedule for the upcoming week? Here's a simple 4-step guide. Step 1. Review the key themes and shadow aspects of the upcoming lunar phase. What zodiac sign is the moon in? What planets are influencing it? What are the dominant energies and potential challenges? What insights can you glean from the previous sections of this video? Step 2. Identify 3 daily practices that resonate with those themes and address potential challenges. What practices will help you harness the positive energies of the lunar phase and navigate the potential pitfalls? Step 3. Schedule these practices into your daily calendar and commit to completing them for the next week. Treat these practices as sacred appointments with yourself, honoring your commitment to your own well-being. Step 4. Track your experiences in your lunar journal, noting any shifts in your emotions, perceptions, or outcomes. Pay attention to synchronicities, dreams, and intuitive insights. Write down everything. And here's the invitation. Experiment with different practices and find what works best for you. Not every practice will resonate with everyone. Trust your intuition and allow yourself to be guided by your inner wisdom. What practices feel most nourishing, most supportive, most aligned with your soul's purpose? To support your daily practices, here are a few specific affirmations and intentions to empower you to align with the moon's energy. I am open to receiving guidance from the moon. I trust my intuition. I am aligned with the cosmos. I am grateful for the opportunities for growth and transformation. I am empowered to create a life of joy, abundance, and purpose. The moon is my guide. Remember that consistent daily practices are essential for transforming potential warnings into opportunities. It's about showing up for yourself every day, honoring your commitment to your own growth and well-being. It's about cultivating a deeper connection with the cosmos and aligning your life with the rhythms of the universe. And remember that the moon will always show up for you. Now that you're attuned to the moon, let's see how to use its energy to amplify your manifestations and create positive change. That's exactly what we'll explore in the next section, where we'll uncover specific strategies for harnessing lunar energies, setting powerful intentions, and manifesting your dreams with grace and ease. You might be waiting for a booming voice from the sky, a flashing neon sign telling you exactly what to do. But what if the lunar warnings aren't like that at all? What if they're whispers instead of shouts, gentle nudges rather than forceful pushes? These lunar warnings aren't blaring commands, they're subtle intuitive nudges, a feeling that you should take a different route to work, or a sudden urge to call an old friend you haven't spoken to in years. And here's the danger: rational override. It's that voice in your head that dismisses those intuitive insights as mere coincidence, irrationality, or plain silliness. It's the logical mind slamming the door on the whispers of your soul, and it can lead to missed opportunities, avoidable pitfalls, and a general sense of being disconnected from your true path. Think of the business deal that seemed too good to be true, but you ignored that nagging feeling in your gut and jumped in headfirst, only to be scammed later. That was your intuition trying to warn you, but your rational mind overrode it. The moon was trying to save you. Trusting these subtle cues requires cultivating what Zen Buddhists call beginner's mind, being open to new possibilities, challenging preconceived notions, and being willing to be wrong. It means entertaining the idea that a dream might hold a deeper meaning, even if it seems absurd on the surface. It means being willing to explore unconventional paths, even if they don't make logical sense at first. It requires embracing the unknown with curiosity and humility. Are you willing to be wrong? Let's face it, intuition can seem flaky, unreliable, even downright foolish at times. But here's the truth: countless individuals have successfully acted on seemingly insignificant intuitive hunches, leading to extraordinary outcomes. Take Sarah, for instance. She had a nagging feeling that she should change her travel plans, even though it meant missing a connecting flight. She listened to that feeling, rebooked her flight, and narrowly missed a major earthquake that devastated the city she was supposed to be in. Or consider Mark, who had a sudden urge to invest in a small, obscure company, even though all the financial analysts advised against it. He trusted his intuition, invested a small amount of money, and the company went on to become a huge success, netting him a substantial profit. Lunar synchronicities can serve as powerful validation of intuitive insights, providing external confirmation of inner guidance and reducing self-doubt. Think about it: you're pondering a difficult decision, wrestling with conflicting thoughts and emotions. Then, out of nowhere, you stumble upon a billboard with a message that perfectly addresses your situation. Or you're thinking of a specific song and then hear it on the radio moments later. These aren't just random coincidences. They're synchronicities, winks from the universe, validating your intuitive insights and guiding you on your path. It's the moon whispering, you're on the right track. But how do you distinguish between authentic intuitive guidance and wishful thinking, fear-based projections, or plain old irrationality? One key indicator is emotional resonance. Feelings of excitement, joy, peace, and a sense of lightness often accompany authentic guidance. When you're considering a new project, do you feel a sense of lightness and enthusiasm, a feeling that it's aligned with your true path? That's a sign that your intuition is guiding you. Anxiety, confusion, fear, or a sense of heaviness, on the other hand, are often signs that you're not on the right path, that you're being guided by fear or limiting beliefs. If you feel resistance, that's an indicator you should turn around. But here's what most people miss. Anxiety, confusion, and other negative feelings associated with intuitive hunches are strong signs that you're not on the correct path. This is because your intuition is always guiding you toward what's best for you, toward what aligns with your soul's purpose. When you're feeling those negative emotions, it's a clear signal that you're moving away from that alignment. So pay attention to those feelings. They're not just random emotions. They're valuable data points on your intuitive compass. Now that we know what feelings to follow, let's dive deeper. Let's break down the psychological and neurological mechanisms behind intuition. It's not just some woo-woo concept. It's rooted in solid science. Intuition is closely linked to pattern recognition, the brain's ability to identify patterns and make connections between seemingly unrelated pieces of information. It's also connected to subconscious processing, the brain's ability to process vast amounts of data outside of conscious awareness. Think of your gut feeling as your body processing data faster than your mind. Your body is picking up on subtle cues, body language, micro-expressions, and environmental factors that your conscious mind might miss. All of this gets compiled into a gut feeling, which can then guide your decisions. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I make a mistake? What if I'm wrong? What if people think I'm crazy? Let's get one thing straight. Intuition is not about abandoning logic or throwing caution to the wind. It's about integrating intuition with a broader perspective, a deeper understanding. It's about recognizing that your rational mind is not the only source of information, that your intuition is a valuable tool that can complement your logical reasoning. It's about making informed decisions that are aligned with your values, your goals, and your soul's purpose. And yes, you might make mistakes. You might be wrong sometimes, but that's okay. Mistakes are valuable learning experiences. They help you refine your intuition and become more attuned to your inner guidance. But here's a deeper layer that most people miss: lunar imprints on the subconscious. Past experiences during specific lunar phases can shape present-day intuitive responses, creating a feedback loop that requires conscious awareness to break free from limiting patterns. A traumatic event during a full moon in Scorpio, for example, might create a fear of intimacy that surfaces during future full moons in Scorpio. This fear can then cloud your intuition, making it difficult to trust your instincts when it comes to relationships. The key to breaking free from these limiting patterns is to become aware of them, to identify the lunar phases that trigger them, and to consciously challenge the negative beliefs and emotions that arise. This process requires deep self-reflection, shadow work, and a willingness to heal past wounds. So, how do you actually validate, interpret, and act on these intuitive hunches? Let's break it down into a simple 5-step method. Step 1. Notice the intuitive signal. Pay attention to any thoughts, feelings, or images that arise in your mind. Don't dismiss them or judge them. Simply acknowledge them. Step 2. Validate the signal by checking for emotional resonance. Does the signal feel exciting, joyful, peaceful, or light? Or does it feel anxious, confusing, fearful, or heavy? Step 3. Interpret the signal by exploring its symbolic meaning and potential implications. Draw upon your knowledge of lunar phases, astrological influences, and personal patterns. What is the moon trying to tell you? Step 4. Take a small, low-risk action based on the intuitive guidance. Don't make any drastic changes or take unnecessary risks. Start with a small, manageable step. Step 5. Observe the results and adjust your approach accordingly. Did your action lead to a positive outcome? Did it feel aligned with your values and goals? If so, continue on that path. If not, adjust your approach. Let's face it, tracking your progress and patterns is essential for developing your intuition. Create an intuition journal to track your experiences with intuitive insights. Note the date, lunar phase, nature of the signal, validation method, interpretation, action taken, and outcome. You can even use a simple Google Calendar to record your daily experiences, noting any synchronicities, dreams, or intuitive hunches. The more data you collect, the more patterns you'll begin to see, and the more you'll trust your intuition. But what if you're struggling to trust your intuition? What if you're constantly second-guessing yourself? That's where affirmation and visualizations come in. Use affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind and cultivate trust in your inner guidance. Repeat affirmations throughout the day, such as, "I trust my intuition," "I am open to receiving clear and accurate guidance from the universe," or "I am aligned with my soul's purpose." Visualize yourself receiving clear and accurate intuitive guidance, making confident decisions, and creating a life of joy, abundance, and purpose. Envision the future you want and know that you will get there. And what about those times when you have a bad feeling? What do you do then? First, acknowledge the feeling without judgment. Don't try to suppress it or dismiss it. Second, ask yourself what the feeling is trying to tell you. What is it warning you about? What potential danger is it highlighting? Third, take steps to mitigate the risk. If you're feeling uneasy about a particular situation, remove yourself from it. If you're feeling suspicious of someone, set clear boundaries and protect yourself. Finally, trust your instincts. Your intuition is always looking out for you. Building on this understanding of lunar warnings and intuitive guidance, it's clear that trusting your intuition is essential for transforming potential challenges into opportunities for growth, aligning with your true path, and creating a life of greater purpose and fulfillment. It's not just about predicting the future. It's about creating a future that is aligned with your soul's purpose, with your values, and with your deepest desires. Now that you know how to listen to the moon's whispers, let's learn how to harness its power to manifest your dreams and create the life you truly desire. That's exactly what we'll explore in the next section, where we'll uncover specific strategies for amplifying your manifestations using the power of the upcoming lunar cycle, setting the stage for you to become an active co-creator of your reality. But we're just scratching the surface of this power, so stay tuned. You've learned to listen to the moon's whispers, but what if those whispers are actually urgent warnings about detours on your soul's path? What if ignoring these signals doesn't just mean a missed opportunity, but a prolonged period of spiritual stagnation, a cosmic traffic jam where your growth grinds to a halt? The upcoming week is not just another lunar cycle. It's a potential cosmic fast track, an express lane for those who are ready to heed the moon's warnings and accelerate their spiritual evolution. But here's the catch. These spiritual acceleration lanes are only open for a limited time. Time's up. The universe isn't waiting anymore. Failing to recognize and act on these lunar warnings is like staying stuck on an old, outdated map, while everyone else is navigating with real-time GPS. It's not just about missing out on the scenic route. It's about getting hopelessly lost, trapped in outdated patterns and limiting beliefs that become increasingly entrenched, hindering your progress and keeping you from reaching your full potential. This week is a now or never moment. The universe is offering a hand up, but you have to grab it before the window closes. But how do lunar warnings manifest as opportunities for accelerated growth? Think about it. Have you ever experienced a sudden, unexpected breakthrough in understanding, a long-sought answer arriving seemingly out of nowhere through a vivid dream or a chance encounter? Or perhaps you've noticed a series of seemingly random synchronicities aligning perfectly, validating your path and confirming that you're on the right track. Maybe a long-held desire, a goal that you've been pursuing for years, suddenly materializes with surprising ease, as if the universe has finally opened the floodgates of abundance. These are all examples of how the moon's warnings can actually be opportunities in disguise, nudging you towards your highest potential. Consider Sarah, a struggling artist who felt trapped in a dead-end job. During a similar lunar cycle, she recognized a recurring theme in her dreams and waking life images of vibrant colors and flowing lines. She heeded this lunar guidance, quit her job, and launched a successful online business selling her artwork. Or take John, who had been locked in a long-standing conflict with his brother. After paying attention to a lunar transit highlighting communication, he initiated an honest and heartfelt conversation, leading to a profound healing and reconciliation. But then there's Mark, who ignored recurring financial warnings and instead invested everything in a bad business idea. He lost his money and his wife left him. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Heeding lunar guidance can actually lead to timeline jumps, shifts into more aligned realities where opportunities flow more freely and challenges are minimized. Imagine someone stuck in a dead-end job, feeling unfulfilled and undervalued. Then, after consciously aligning with the energy of a lunar warning related to career, they unexpectedly receive a job offer that is perfectly aligned with their passions and skills, a role that not only pays more, but also provides a sense of purpose and meaning. This isn't just about luck. It's about actively making better, informed decisions that propel you onto a more favorable timeline. This is what they don't want you to know. But how does this spiritual acceleration actually work? What are the energetic mechanisms behind these timeline jumps and sudden manifestations? Let's break it down. Think of quantum entanglement. The interconnectedness of all things means that aligning with lunar energy amplifies your ability to manifest desires, as if you're tapping into a vast network of energetic support. Then there's the law of attraction. Focusing your intention on positive outcomes attracts corresponding experiences into your life, and this process is accelerated by lunar energy, acting as a catalyst for manifestation. And don't forget the power of focused intention. Directing your energy and attention towards specific goals enhances their likelihood of materializing, and the moon acts as a magnifying glass, intensifying the power of your thoughts and emotions. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds too good to be true. Accelerated spiritual growth, timeline jumps. It all sounds a bit far-fetched, but let's reframe it. It's not about magic or wishful thinking. It's about consciously choosing to align with the flow of the universe, like a surfer riding a wave rather than fighting against it. It's about overcoming limiting beliefs and stepping into your full potential, recognizing that you are the co-creator of your reality. The power is within you. But here's the deeper layer that most people miss: the concept of soul contracts. Lunar warnings can actually help you fulfill your destined path, providing a sense of purpose and meaning that transcends the mundane. Think of the moon as shining a light on your soul's mission, revealing the next steps you need to take to fulfill your destiny, guiding you towards the experiences and relationships that will help you grow and evolve. It's not about blindly following a predetermined script. It's about using your free will to align with your soul's intentions, making conscious choices that lead you towards a life of greater purpose and fulfillment. So, how do you actually activate these spiritual acceleration lanes during the upcoming week? It's simpler than you might think. Step 1. Set clear intentions for what you want to manifest during this lunar cycle, focusing on your highest desires and aspirations. What do you truly want to create in your life? What is your heart's deepest longing? Write it down. Step 2. Identify and release any limiting beliefs that are holding you back from achieving your goals, such as feelings of unworthiness, self-doubt, or fear of failure. What stories are you telling yourself that are keeping you stuck? What old wounds need to be healed? Step 3. Embrace change and be open to new possibilities, trusting that the universe is guiding you towards your highest good. Be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and take risks, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly in divine timing. Step 4. Trust the universe and surrender to the process, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly in divine timing. Let go of the need to control the outcome and allow the universe to guide you towards your greatest potential. To further amplify your intentions, create a vision board to visualize your desired future and anchor your intentions. Gather images and symbols that represent your goals and aspirations, creating a visual representation of the life you want to create. For example, if it's a full moon in Leo, include images that represent creativity, self-expression, and confidence images of artists, performers, and confident individuals who inspire you. And to support your journey, use specific affirmations and visualizations to step into your full potential. Repeat affirmations throughout the day, such as, "I am open to receiving the abundance that the universe has to offer," allowing these words to permeate your subconscious mind. Visualize yourself living your dream life, feeling joyful, fulfilled, and aligned with your purpose, seeing yourself surrounded by abundance, love, and success. Remember, heeding lunar warnings is essential for unlocking accelerated spiritual growth, and it all starts with conscious choice and proactive alignment. It's not enough to simply be aware of the warnings. You must take action to align with the energy and create positive change in your life, allowing yourself to step into the flow of abundance and manifest your heart's deepest desires. Now that you've activated the spiritual acceleration lanes, let's learn how to connect with your spirit guides for personalized guidance and support, receiving divine insights that will help you navigate this powerful lunar cycle with clarity and confidence. We're just scratching the surface of this journey, and what we'll discover next is even more shocking. Now that you've activated the spiritual acceleration lanes, let's learn how to connect with your spirit guides for personalized guidance and support, receiving divine insights that will help you navigate this powerful lunar cycle with clarity and confidence. We're just scratching the surface of this journey, and what we'll discover next is even more shocking. This isn't just another week. It's an open line to your spirit team, waiting for you to pick up the phone, a cosmic hotline buzzing with personalized messages just for you. What if ignoring a persistent image or a recurring dream is like hanging up on a call that could change your life? What if that nagging feeling you can't shake off is your spirit guide desperately trying to reroute you from a disastrous decision? Dismissing these subtle cues as mere coincidence or imagination could be the difference between soaring towards your destiny and stumbling blindly into a ditch. This week, the veil is thinner than ever, meaning your spirit guides are practically shouting to get your attention. But are you listening? It's not just about missing a few breadcrumbs. It's about missing the entire map that leads to your soul's greatest fulfillment. But here's the mind-blowing part. Your spirit guides communicate in a way that you will understand, using symbols, feelings, and experiences that resonate with your soul. Your spirit guide may choose to communicate through animals, songs, or nature. Consider Sarah, a woman who felt lost and directionless after a career setback. During a similar lunar cycle, she kept seeing owls everywhere in her dreams, on TV, even perched outside her window. Initially, she dismissed it as a coincidence, but the owls persisted. Finally, she decided to research the symbolism of owls, and she discovered that they are often seen as messengers from the spirit realm, guiding individuals through periods of transition and offering wisdom. Taking this as a sign, Sarah decided to pursue her long-dormant passion for writing, and within months, she landed a book deal that transformed her life. It was the owl's guidance that made her stop going down the wrong road. But how do spirit guides communicate? They whisper through your dreams, painting vivid imagery and symbolic messages on the canvas of your subconscious. They nudge you with intuition, those sudden gut feelings, those flashes of knowingness that defy logic. And they orchestrate synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences, those repeated numbers, those chance encounters that seem too perfect to be random. Have you ever looked at the clock at exactly 11 or 3:33? That might be them saying hello. And what about physical sensations? Have you ever experienced a sudden tingling, a warm wave washing over you, or a shiver down your spine for no apparent reason? These could be your spirit guides sending you a jolt of energetic confirmation. Don't forget the animal kingdom. Repeatedly seeing the same animal, either in real life, in images, or on television, is a classic way for your guides to get your attention. The universe speaks to us in so many ways, but you have to be open and willing to receive these messages. What if you are missing key data because you aren't open? And here's a concept that will blow your mind: spirit guide signatures. Each guide has a unique energetic presence, a distinct vibrational fingerprint that can be felt or recognized through specific sensations or symbols. For example, you might feel a sense of calm and peace when connecting with a particular guide, as if you're being wrapped in a warm blanket of unconditional love. Or you might repeatedly see a specific number associated with them, perhaps 444 for an angelic guide, or 777 for a guide connected to spiritual mastery. Some guides are more direct than others, some communicate through visions, while others prefer subtle nudges. And this is where it gets really interesting. You may have different spirit guides for different areas of your life: a career guide, a relationship guide, a spiritual guide. The key is to learn to recognize their signatures so you can easily identify who's trying to get your attention. But what are the energetic mechanisms behind this communication? How do these unseen entities actually transmit messages to our conscious minds? Think of higher consciousness as a vast, interconnected realm of wisdom and guidance, a cosmic library filled with infinite knowledge and potential. By raising your vibrational frequency, you can tap into this realm, accessing insights and perspectives that are beyond the limitations of the ego. The vibration of our energies must align to hear them, and this is where quantum entanglement comes in. You are connected to your spirit guides in non-local ways, allowing for instant communication across time and space. It's like having a cosmic Wi-Fi signal that's always on, ready to download information whenever you're open to receiving it. We are all entangled, and everything is energy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking: spirit guides? Seriously, this sounds a little far-fetched, but let's reframe it. Even if you don't believe in separate entities, you can still view spirit guides as aspects of your own higher self, as archetypal energies that represent different facets of wisdom and guidance. Think of them as inner mentors, wise advisors who are always available to offer support and perspective. The main goal here is that the guidance resonates with you. What if the guides are only a metaphor for our greatest selves? But here's the deeper layer that most people miss: the concept of clearing energetic blockages. Fear, doubt, and ego can act as static on the line, hindering your ability to connect with your spirit guides. Fear of receiving negative messages or of being misled can create a wall of resistance, blocking the flow of communication. Doubt, questioning your ability to connect, can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, reinforcing your belief that you're not capable of receiving guidance. And the ego, with its need for control and its resistance to surrendering to something greater than itself, can drown out the subtle whispers of your intuition. We must clear these blocks to connect to our guides. So how do you actually connect with your spirit guides during the upcoming week? It's simpler than you might think. Step 1. Create a sacred space where you can relax and focus without distractions. This could be a quiet corner of your home, a nature sanctuary, or any place where you feel safe, comfortable, and connected to the divine. Step 2. Set a clear intention to connect with your spirit guides and ask for their guidance. Be specific about what you're seeking clarity on, what challenges you're facing, and what support you need. Step 3. Use a method that resonates with you to open the lines of communication: meditation, journaling, automatic writing, divination. Experiment with different techniques until you find what works best for you. Step 4. Pay attention to any thoughts, feelings, images, or sensations that arise, and trust that they are messages from your spirit guides. Don't overthink it. Just allow the information to flow freely. Step 5. Express gratitude to your spirit guides for their guidance and support, acknowledging their presence and affirming your willingness to receive their wisdom. Even thanking them silently can have a profound impact. To track your progress, keep a spirit guide journal to record your experiences, noting the date, lunar phase, method used, messages received, and any insights gained. This will help you identify patterns and recognize the unique signatures of your guides. And to further enhance your connection, use specific affirmations and visualizations. Repeat affirmations throughout the day, such as, "I am open to receiving clear and loving guidance from my spirit guides," allowing these words to permeate your subconscious mind. Visualize yourself surrounded by a warm, golden light, feeling safe, supported, and connected to your spirit guides, picturing yourself receiving their messages with clarity and ease. Here's the thing, discerning between genuine messages from spirit guides and projections of your own ego or fears can be tricky, but here's a reliable rule of thumb. Genuine guidance feels loving, supportive, and empowering, while ego-driven messages feel fearful, judgmental, or controlling. Trust your intuition, and if something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Connecting with our guides means nothing if we don't trust in the process, but there's one last critical element we have to discuss. Here's what they don't want you to know. Your spirit guides are actually facets of your higher dimensional self, offering you a glimpse into your greatest potential and how you can live your best life. They aren't external entities, but rather aspects of yourself, and they're here to help you remember who you truly are. What happens when you are fully connected to your guides? What is life like? Receiving personalized messages from spirit guides is essential for navigating the upcoming lunar cycle with greater clarity, confidence, and purpose, allowing you to make informed decisions and align with your soul's true path. It's not about knowing all the answers, but about having faith that you are being guided towards your highest good. Now that you know how to connect with your spirit guides, let's learn how to use their wisdom to manifest your dreams and create the life you truly desire, transforming from passive recipients into active co-creators of your reality. Have you ever felt like certain times of the month, specifically around the full or new moon, just hit you harder than others? This isn't random. It's deeply personal. You have personal lunar imprints, energetic signatures etched into your soul from past experiences during similar lunar phases, and this week, they're about to amplify the moon's warnings, making them intensely relevant and potentially triggering. This isn't just about what the moon is doing in the sky. It's about what your history with the moon is doing in your life right now. But here's the thing, these imprints can either clarify or completely distort the lunar message. Untreated trauma can act like static on a radio signal, making it nearly impossible to discern genuine guidance from the echoes of past pain. Are you sure that the warnings you are receiving now are trustworthy? For example, if you experienced a deeply challenging full moon in Scorpio in your past, perhaps involving a betrayal or a painful ending, the current Scorpio full moon might amplify feelings of vulnerability, suspicion, and the need for drastic transformation. The critical task is separating the legitimate warnings from your past's echoes. What if you mistake a genuine warning about a toxic relationship for a familiar pattern of self-sabotage, leading you to stay in that harmful situation far longer than you should? The risks are high, but so are the rewards, because this week, as these imprints surface, you have the potential for profound revelations, opportunities to heal old wounds, understand deeply ingrained limiting beliefs, and unlock hidden potential you never knew you possessed. This week, wounds can truly become wisdom, but only if you're willing to face them head-on. How can these revelations manifest in your life? Let's look at some examples. In relationships, you might suddenly understand a previously misunderstood aspect of a personal connection, triggering a powerful healing and deepening the bond. Imagine realizing that your partner's seemingly controlling behavior stems from their own deep-seated fear of abandonment, a wound from their childhood. This understanding can shift your perspective, allowing for a more compassionate approach and open communication, ultimately strengthening the relationship. In your career, you might identify a hidden talent or passion that has been dormant for years, perhaps since childhood. This could lead to a significant life change and a far more fulfilling career path. What if you rediscover a love for writing, painting, or music, a passion you abandoned years ago because it wasn't practical? This lunar energy might be the catalyst you need to finally pursue that dream. Spiritually, you might receive a crystal-clear message about your soul purpose or life mission, providing much-needed direction and meaning. Picture having a sudden, undeniable understanding that your purpose is to help others heal through energy work or to advocate for environmental protection. This clarity can be life-altering, setting you on a path of profound fulfillment. Consider Sarah, who realized she was unconsciously repeating patterns from her childhood in her marriage. The lunar energy brought these patterns to the surface, making her aware of how her communication style was sabotaging her relationships. This revelation led to a significant shift in how she interacts with her husband, creating a more loving and supportive partnership. Or take John, who, through a series of vivid dreams during a similar lunar phase, rediscovered his childhood love for music. He had dismissed it as a frivolous hobby, but the lunar energy rekindled his passion, and he has since pursued a career in music, making him feel happier and more fulfilled than ever before. And then there's Maria, who received undeniable confirmation that her sole mission is to help save the environment. Fueled by this lunar-inspired clarity, she is taking steps to leave her corporate job and dedicate her life to environmental activism. But how do you get there? By practicing emotional archaeology, a process of digging into your past to uncover the root causes of present-day challenges, all guided by the illuminating light of the moon. You must become the archaeologist of your own soul. But what are the psychological and energetic mechanisms behind these personal lunar imprints? How does this all actually work? It starts with emotional memory, the way your brain stores and retrieves emotional experiences, shaping your present-day responses. When a similar lunar phase occurs, it can trigger the re-emergence of past emotional states, a phenomenon known as energetic resonance. The moon acts like a cosmic tuning fork, vibrating at a frequency that resonates with your past experiences. And this is where shadow work comes in, the process of integrating repressed emotions and unconscious patterns to achieve wholeness. What they don't want you to know is the power of shadows. Shadow work becomes far more potent under the moon's influence, as the veil between the conscious and unconscious mind thins, allowing for a deeper exploration of your hidden depths. But many people fear facing the shadows. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Exploring the past, isn't that just dwelling on things? What if I relive trauma? It's not about wallowing in the past. It's about understanding how it's currently influencing your present, like reading a map to navigate new territory. The past isn't something to be feared, but something to be understood. Not every issue from the past has to define your future. The wounds can become wisdom. Think of it this way: if you keep tripping over the same rock in your path, wouldn't you want to understand why? Wouldn't you want to remove that obstacle so you can move forward with greater ease? This is the power of understanding your lunar imprints. It allows you to rewrite your lunar story, consciously choosing how you respond to past experiences, breaking free from limiting patterns, and creating a more empowering narrative for your future. What if you reframe a past failure not as a confirmation of inadequacy, but as a valuable learning experience, a stepping stone on your path to success? It transforms into the power of rewriting the story. So, how do you actually decode your personal lunar imprints? How do you turn these warnings into wisdom? Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Identify the dominant emotions you are feeling during the current lunar phase. Are you feeling anxious, excited, fearful, or hopeful? Pay close attention to your body's signals. Step 2. Reflect on past experiences during similar lunar phases, noting any recurring themes or patterns. What happened during the last full moon in this sign? What about the one before that? Step 3. Explore the root causes of these emotions, asking yourself, what past experience is this reminding me of? Dig deep and be honest with yourself. Step 4. Reframe the past experience in a more empowering way, focusing on the lessons learned and the growth achieved. What did you gain from that challenging situation? How did it make you stronger? Step 5. Consciously choose a new response to the present-day situation based on your newfound understanding. How can you act differently this time? What new choices can you make? To deepen this process, create a lunar timeline to visually map out your emotional experiences during different lunar phases, identifying patterns and triggers over time. Your timeline could track major life events alongside corresponding lunar phases to identify correlations. For example, you might notice that you consistently experience anxiety around full moons in a particular sign, linking it to a specific traumatic event that that occurred during a similar lunar phase. To support your healing journey, use specific affirmations and visualizations. Repeat affirmations throughout the day, such as, "I am releasing the past and embracing a more empowered future," allowing these words to permeate your subconscious mind. Visualize yourself healing past wounds and stepping into your full potential, guided by the light of the moon. Remember, understanding and integrating your personal lunar imprints is essential for transforming lunar warnings into opportunities for profound personal growth. It's about harnessing the power of self-awareness and conscious choice to create a more fulfilling life. But here's the twist. It's not about being a victim of the past, but about becoming the author of your own future. Now that you've unlocked the secrets of your lunar past, let's learn how to use that knowledge to create the future you truly desire, with the lunar cycle to help guide you. Are you ready to step into your power and co-create your reality? This isn't just about wishing upon a star. It's about tapping into a cosmic current, a surge of lunar energy so potent that desires aligned with your soul's true north can manifest with lightning speed. But be warned, this power is a double-edged sword. What you may not realize is that as this lunar cycle intensifies, so does the potential for karmic backlash. Are you sure the dreams you're chasing are truly yours, or are they echoes of someone else's expectations, society's pressures, or even past life obligations? This isn't just about getting what you want. It's about wanting something that is deeply connected to your soul's purpose, creating a potent magnetic force, a symphony of intention where every note resonates with the universe. Try to force something misaligned, and you risk triggering a cosmic correction, setbacks that feel like the universe itself is slamming the brakes on your dreams. This week, the universe is not just listening. It's amplifying. Desires rooted in authenticity and aligned with your core values can blossom into reality with breathtaking speed. But those fueled by ego, manipulation, or a desire to control others, they can boomerang back with equal force, creating karmic debt at an accelerated rate. Think about it. Have you ever tried to manifest a relationship with someone who is already in a committed relationship? This goes against the other person's free will, creating a cosmic imbalance. This isn't what the universe wants. Trying to control another's destiny, even with seemingly good intentions, can lead to unexpected consequences, as the universe always seeks to restore balance. Pure intent is key, but here's why this matters to you. This lunar cycle is not just a period of heightened manifestation potential, but a cosmic mirror, reflecting back to you the true nature of your desires. Are they aligned with your soul's purpose, or are they rooted in fear, insecurity, or a need for external validation? What illusions are you ready to pierce through? What desires do you secretly harbor? As the moon waxes, it illuminates not only the path ahead, but also the shadows within, forcing you to confront the hidden motivations behind your deepest yearnings. And here's the twist. This is not a test to be feared, but an opportunity to align yourself with the highest good, creating sustainable and fulfilling outcomes that benefit not only yourself, but also the world around you. How does resonant manifestation manifest in specific areas of life? In abundance, it's about attracting financial resources that support your life purpose, not just accumulating wealth for its own sake. Imagine manifesting the funding to start a nonprofit that provides education to underprivileged children, aligning your financial desires with your passion to make a positive impact. In relationships, it's about forming deep and meaningful connections with individuals who share your values and support your growth. Envision attracting a partner who not only loves and cherishes you, but also encourages you to pursue your dreams and become the best version of yourself. In creativity, it's about unlocking your unique talents and expressing yourself authentically, inspiring and uplifting others. Think of manifesting the opportunity to showcase your artwork in a gallery, sharing your vision with the world, and inspiring others to tap into their own creative potential. This isn't just about achieving personal success. It's about creating a ripple effect of positive change. Let's look at some case studies. Sarah manifested a successful business that empowers women by aligning her skills with her passion to help others, attracting abundance and recognition. Because her intent was pure and aligned with her soul's purpose, the universe supported her every step of the way, opening doors and providing opportunities she never could have imagined. But then there's John, who tried to manifest fame and recognition through manipulative tactics, but faced public backlash and personal setbacks as a result of his unethical actions. Because his desires were rooted in ego and a need for external validation, the universe intervened, teaching him a valuable lesson about the importance of integrity and authenticity. Do you see how pure intent matters? Before you dive headfirst into manifesting your desires, take a moment to conduct a manifestation audit. Examine your desires and motivations to ensure that they are aligned with your values and the highest good. Ask yourself, what is the true intention behind this desire? Is it rooted in love, compassion, and a desire to contribute to the well-being of others? Or is it rooted in fear, insecurity, and a need for external validation? Before manifesting, one must check in with themselves, ensuring that their desires are aligned with their soul's purpose and the greater good. This isn't just about getting what you want. It's about creating a life that is in harmony with the universe, where every action is guided by love, compassion, and a deep sense of purpose. But what are the energetic mechanisms behind resonant manifestation? How does this all work? It starts with the law of attraction, the principle that like attracts like. Aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desires attracts corresponding experiences into your life. The more clearly you visualize your desired outcome, the more powerfully you magnetize it towards you. Then comes quantum entanglement, the interconnectedness of all things, allowing for the instant manifestation of desires that are aligned with the universal flow. Because everything is connected at a quantum level, your intentions have a far-reaching impact, influencing not only your own reality, but also the reality of others. And finally, intention amplification, focusing your intention on ethical and sustainable outcomes, amplifies their likelihood of manifestation. Because the universe is a mirror, reflecting back to you the energy you put out, focusing on the good of all amplifies the positive outcomes. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't manifestation selfish or materialistic? Shouldn't I just be content with what I have? Let's get one thing straight. Manifestation is not about greed or selfishness. It's about consciously creating a life that is aligned with your soul purpose and contributes to the well-being of others. One can manifest for themselves and for others, creating a win-win scenario where everyone benefits. It's not always about the material. Manifestation can be aligned with the spirit, focusing on inner peace, spiritual growth, and a deeper connection with the divine. The key is to approach manifestation with humility, gratitude, and a deep respect for the interconnectedness of all things. What they don't want you to know is that the act of manifesting is about working with the universe, not against it. It's about aligning your will with the divine will, creating a life that is in harmony with the natural flow of the cosmos. And here's a critical point that you need to understand now. You have the power to consciously choose how you use your past experiences to fuel your present-day manifestations, aligning your desires with your lunar story. You can turn your pain into power through the lunar cycle, using your past wounds as a catalyst for growth and transformation. What if you reframe a past failure not as a setback, but as a valuable learning experience, a stepping stone on your path to success? This transforms into the power of rewriting the story, consciously choosing how you respond to past experiences and creating a more empowering narrative for your future. So, how do you harness the power of resonant manifestation during this upcoming week? Step 1. Identify 3 desires that are deeply aligned with your core values and soul purpose. What truly matters to you? What do you want to create in the world? Step 2. Examine your motivations for these desires, ensuring that they are rooted in love, compassion, and a desire to contribute to the well-being of others. Are you seeking to uplift and inspire others, or are you seeking to control and manipulate them? Step 3. Visualize your desires manifesting in a way that benefits all involved, creating a win-win scenario. Envision a world where your success contributes to the success of others, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Step 4. Take inspired action towards your desires, trusting that the universe is supporting you every step of the way. Follow your intuition, seize opportunities, and trust that the universe is guiding you towards your highest potential. Step 5. Be open to receiving unexpected blessings and opportunities, knowing that the universe often delivers in surprising ways. The universe may have a different plan for you than you expect, so be open to detours and unexpected blessings. And here's a technique to deepen your manifestation practice. Create a manifestation mandala to visually represent your desires and intentions, using colors, symbols, and images that resonate with your soul. The mandala can act as a mirror for the soul to showcase what you're working towards, reminding you of your intentions and keeping you focused on your goals. As you create your mandala, infuse it with your energy, your love, and your gratitude, creating a powerful symbol of your co-creation with the universe. To further empower your journey, use specific affirmations and visualizations. Repeat affirmations throughout the day, such as, "I am a powerful creator, manifesting a life that is aligned with my highest good and the highest good of all," allowing these words to permeate your subconscious mind. Visualize yourself living your dream life, surrounded by abundance, love, and joy, knowing that you are making a positive impact on the world, creating a vivid and compelling image of your desired reality. But here's the catch. You must identify and release any limiting beliefs or fears that may be blocking your ability to manifest your desires. Negative self-talk can hold one back, creating obstacles and setbacks on your path. What limiting beliefs are you harboring? Do you believe that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve success, or that you're not capable of achieving your dreams? This is the time to release those beliefs, to replace them with empowering thoughts and beliefs that support your highest potential. Remember, ethical manifestation is essential for transforming lunar warnings into opportunities for lasting fulfillment. Conscious choice and proactive alignment with one's sole purpose can truly ensure a brighter future. It's not about getting what you want at the expense of others, but about creating a world where everyone thrives, where everyone has the opportunity to live their best lives. What they don't want you to know is the power that you hold, the power to co-create your reality with the universe. And that brings us to something even more profound, integrating the shadow side to find wholeness within the spiritual growth journey through this upcoming lunar cycle. Without wholeness, the soul feels incomplete, like a puzzle with missing pieces. We've explored how to harness the power of manifestation, but we're just scratching the surface. What we'll discover next is even more shocking, because the journey to wholeness begins with embracing all aspects of yourself, even the ones you've been taught to fear or reject. We've explored how to harness the power of resonant manifestation, but we're just scratching the surface, because what they don't want you to know is that the journey to true spiritual growth isn't about bypassing the shadows. It's about illuminating them, because without inner exploration, true growth is impossible. Are you ready to face your shadow? This week, prepare for a cosmic spotlight to shine on the hidden aspects of yourself, aspects that are crucial for authentic transformation. But here's the thing, ignoring these shadows creates a wholeness barrier that prevents you from reaching your full potential. Think of it like a cosmic flashlight, suddenly illuminating the parts of yourself you've been afraid to look at, offering you the chance to understand and integrate them. Because this lunar cycle acts as a spotlight, revealing previously hidden or repressed aspects of the self. But here's the catch. These shadows, if ignored, hinder your true spiritual progress, creating a glass ceiling that keeps you stuck in a loop. It's like trying to build a house with missing bricks. It might look good on the surface, but it will eventually crumble because it lacks a strong foundation. Are you ready to truly build? Remember, this isn't about wallowing in negativity, because this week is about gathering inner resources. This journey requires courageous acceptance, the willingness to embrace all parts of yourself, even the uncomfortable ones, because without self-compassion and acceptance, true growth is impossible. It's time to stop running from your shadows and start embracing them, because only by accepting them can you truly integrate them into your being. What does this look like in everyday life? Have you ever wondered why you keep repeating the same mistakes? Have you ever felt like you're sabotaging your own success? The answer may lie in your unintegrated shadow aspects. Think about it. Unintegrated shadow aspects manifest in several ways and can have a lasting effect on your life. Self-sabotage, repeatedly undermining your own success or happiness due to unconscious limiting beliefs, is one of the most common. Are you procrastinating on important tasks only to realize later that you're holding yourself back? That's self-sabotage, stemming from a deeper belief that you're not good enough. Projection, attributing your own negative qualities or emotions to others, is another insidious manifestation. Have you noticed yourself accusing others of being judgmental, when deep down, you're secretly judging yourself harshly? That's projection, a way of avoiding your own inner critic. Reactivity, overreacting to situations or people that trigger unresolved wounds, is yet another sign. Do you find yourself becoming defensive or angry when someone offers constructive criticism due to a deep-seated fear of being judged? That's reactivity, a signal that there's an unresolved wound that needs your attention. But what happens when you embrace these shadows? What transformations are available? Let's look at some case studies of individuals who successfully integrated their shadow selves, highlighting the transformative effects on their lives. Take Sarah, who overcame her fear of vulnerability and formed deeper, more authentic relationships by embracing her sensitive side. By acknowledging and accepting her sensitivity, she was able to connect with others on a deeper level, creating more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. Then there's John, who channeled his anger into creative pursuits and became a powerful advocate for social justice. By embracing his anger and using it as a catalyst for change, he was able to make a positive impact on the world. And let's not forget Maria, who acknowledged her need for control and embraced the need to surrender, resulting in less burnout and overall more happiness. By surrendering control, she was able to find greater peace and fulfillment in her life. But here's something else, something even more mysterious. The universe often speaks in mysterious ways. You might have heard of synchronicities. But here's another twist. The phenomenon of shadow synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that point towards specific shadow aspects that need attention, showing that you're not alone. Have you ever found yourself repeatedly encountering themes of jealousy in movies, books, and conversations, indicating a need to explore your own feelings of envy? Or repeatedly dreaming of being chased, indicating a fear of being exposed or judged? Or maybe you're constantly meeting people who trigger your anger, forcing you to confront your own unresolved anger issues. Don't dismiss these as mere coincidences. These are shadow synchronicities, messages from your unconscious mind, guiding you towards the shadows that need your attention. What is the key to unlocking this language of synchronicity? Let's dive deeper into the psychological and energetic mechanisms behind shadow integration, connecting it to key concepts. You've probably heard of the Jungian shadow, the unconscious part of the personality that contains repressed emotions, instincts, and desires. But what most people don't realize is that this shadow is not inherently evil. It's simply the part of yourself that you've disowned or rejected. Then there's the law of polarity, the principle that everything has an opposite and that embracing both sides of oneself is essential for wholeness. You can't have light without darkness, good without evil, love without fear. And there's emotional alchemy, the process of transforming negative emotions into positive ones through awareness, acceptance, and compassion. By acknowledging and accepting your negative emotions, you can transform them into valuable sources of energy and wisdom. Are you ready to turn lead into gold? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't shadow work dangerous? What if I unleash negativity that I can't control? Let's get one thing straight. Shadow work is not about dwelling on negativity. It's about understanding and integrating it to become more whole and authentic. It's not about unleashing chaos. It's about bringing order to your inner world. Think about it like this. You wouldn't leave a wound untreated, would you? You would clean it, bandage it, and allow it to heal. Shadow work is the same. It's about tending to your inner wounds so that they can heal and you can become stronger. What they don't want you to realize is that by integrating your shadow, you're not becoming more negative. You're becoming more whole. But here's something even more specific for you. Because of the lunar cycle, there are specific lunar reflections of the shadow. Different lunar phases can trigger specific shadow aspects, providing opportunities for targeted exploration and healing. The lunar cycle is like a map, guiding you through the different territories of your inner world. A new moon might trigger feelings of insecurity and self-doubt, prompting you to explore your fears and limiting beliefs. A full moon might trigger intense emotions and unresolved conflicts, inviting you to confront your shadow aspects with courage and compassion. Each phase, a new chance to explore. So, how do you practically integrate your shadow self during this upcoming week? Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Identify the dominant emotions you are experiencing during the current lunar phase. Are you feeling anxious, angry, sad, or fearful? Pay attention to your emotions. They are messengers from your unconscious mind. Step 2. Ask yourself, what shadow aspect is this emotion pointing me towards? What part of yourself are you disowning or rejecting? Be honest with yourself. This is not a time for judgment or self-criticism. Step 3. Explore this shadow aspect with curiosity and compassion without judgment or shame. What is this shadow trying to tell you? What needs is it trying to meet? Step 4. Identify any positive qualities or hidden gifts associated with this shadow aspect. What strengths or talents are hidden within this shadow? Every shadow has a gift waiting to be discovered. Step 5. Integrate this shadow aspect into your conscious awareness, accepting it as a valuable part of yourself. You are not your shadow, you are more than your shadow, but your shadow is still a part of you and it deserves your love and acceptance. What about creating a shadow self-portrait to visually represent your shadow aspects, using colors, symbols, and images that resonate with your emotions? This is a powerful way to connect with your shadow on a deeper level. Or use specific affirmations and visualizations to support your journey. Repeat affirmations throughout the day, such as, I embrace all aspects of myself, both light and dark, knowing that they make me whole, allowing these words to permeate your subconscious mind. Visualize yourself standing in a circle of light, surrounded by all of your shadow aspects, embracing them with love and compassion, creating a vivid and compelling image of your wholeness and integration. Remember, practicing self-compassion and forgiveness is key because you are not perfect and you will make mistakes, but you are worthy of love and compassion, even in your imperfections. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes and move forward with self-compassion and understanding. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming fully human, embracing all of your strengths and weaknesses with love and compassion. This is the path towards wholeness, because here's the truth. Integrating the shadow self is essential for transforming lunar warnings into opportunities for authentic spiritual growth, emphasizing the power of self-acceptance and the importance of embracing all aspects of oneself. It's not about becoming perfect, but about becoming fully human, embracing all of your strengths and weaknesses with love and compassion, because without wholeness, the soul feels incomplete, like a puzzle with missing pieces. The upcoming week is a powerful opportunity to embrace your shadows and step into your full potential, but we're just scratching the surface. Because we've explored the how and the why, but we haven't yet looked at how you can make these tools actionable with lunar affirmations. You've unlocked the power of shadow integration, but now prepare for something even more potent, lunar affirmation activation, because what they don't want you to realize is that specific affirmations, when perfectly aligned with the current lunar phase, act as a potent key to unlocking and integrating the most stubborn shadow aspects. It's like holding the right cosmic key to unlock your full potential, and it makes the work easier. Think of it this way, affirmations aren't just generic feel-good statements. When used with the moon, they become a powerful form of cosmic code. But here's the critical warning. Using generic or, worse, misaligned affirmations can actually strengthen your shadow aspects, creating even more resistance and hindering your integration process, and you have no idea how common this is. What they don't want you to know is that affirmations are a double-edged sword if not used correctly. Here's why this is so crucial. Imagine using affirmations for abundance during a lunar cycle specifically focused on letting go of what no longer serves you. It's like planting seeds in barren soil. It just won't work and can backfire, creating more resistance. The real power lies in intentional alignment, selecting affirmations that directly address the specific shadow aspects and opportunities for growth presented by each unique lunar phase, making this work more direct. Are you ready to fine-tune your lunar work? Let's look at some specific examples of how this works, so that you aren't left in the dark about this. During a new moon, which embodies intention setting, a powerful affirmation could be, I am planting seeds of self-acceptance and embracing my potential for growth. This directly addresses the shadow aspect of fear of the future, helping you to move forward with confidence. Then, during the full moon, which embodies release, a potent affirmation is, I am releasing all that no longer serves me, trusting that I am making space for new blessings. This tackles the shadow aspect of fear of letting go, allowing you to clear space for new opportunities. Can you see how direct these are? And it doesn't stop there. During the waxing gibbous phase, embodying refinement, try this. I am refining my vision, aligning my actions with my highest purpose. This powerful affirmation addresses the shadow aspect of being impractical or solely dream-oriented, helping you to stay grounded and focused. Lastly, during the waning crescent phase, embodying surrender, use this. I am surrendering to the unknown, trusting that I am being guided towards my highest good. This affirmation addresses the shadow aspect of fear of the unknown, helping you to embrace uncertainty with faith. Are you starting to see how the moon and shadows are connected? But it gets even more interesting. Let me share a few short transformation snippets of people who successfully used phase-specific affirmations to create real change in their lives. Sarah, for example, used a new moon affirmation to conquer her fear of failure and courageously launch a new business. By directly addressing her shadow, she unlocked her potential and achieved her dreams. And then there's John, who used a full moon affirmation to release a toxic relationship, creating space for a more fulfilling connection. Releasing this shadow allowed him to open his heart to a more loving partnership. What does this mean for you? What most don't realize is that you can take this process even further by crafting your own personalized lunar affirmations that resonate deeply with your own personal experiences and shadow aspects. This is a game changer. You can create specific affirmations that target your individual needs and accelerate your integration process, making this process even more potent. But how does this work? What makes affirmations so powerful? Let's dive deeper into the science, or pseudoscience, behind the efficacy of affirmations, connecting them to key concepts that will blow your mind. First, there's neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. Affirmations can create new neural pathways that support positive beliefs and behaviors, making it easier to change your thoughts and habits. Think of it like building a new road in your mind. Each time you repeat an affirmation, you reinforce that pathway, making it stronger and more accessible. The more you repeat the affirmation, the more concrete the path is. Then, there's the law of attraction, the principle that aligning your thoughts and feelings with your desired outcomes attracts corresponding experiences into your life. Affirmations help you to focus your energy and intention on what you want to create, increasing the likelihood of attracting those experiences. Then, there's emotional entrainment, the process by which your subconscious mind starts to attune to and believe these concepts, thereby helping integration. But this is where it gets tricky. What if you're still skeptical about affirmations? Let's address that head-on. Reframing affirmations as tools for shifting perspective and focusing intention, not as magic spells, is key to seeing their power. They are a tool to help, not an end-all-be-all solution. Think of it like using a compass to navigate. The compass doesn't magically transport you to your destination, but it does provide guidance and direction. Affirmations are the same. They don't magically transform your life, but they do provide clarity and focus. This is the point they don't want you to realize, but here's the thing that will change everything. It is critical to introduce the concept of affirmation recalibration, regularly reviewing and adjusting your affirmations to ensure they remain aligned with your evolving needs and shadow work progress. This ensures the tool continues to be helpful, like sharpening a tool. What does this look like? Here's your practical guide to harnessing all this power. Let's dive into how you can practically apply this in your daily life. First, identify the current lunar phase. Are we in a new moon, full moon, waxing gibbous, or waning crescent phase? Understanding the current phase is crucial for selecting the right affirmations. Second, reflect on the key themes and shadow aspects associated with that phase. What emotions, challenges, or opportunities are present during this time? What shadows are coming to the surface? Third, choose or create an affirmation that directly addresses those themes and aspects. Make sure the affirmation resonates with you on a deep level and speaks to your heart. Fourth, repeat the affirmation daily with intention and emotion. Say it with conviction, feel it in your body, and believe it in your heart. Fifth, observe any shifts in your thoughts, feelings, or experiences and adjust your affirmations accordingly. Are you noticing any positive changes? Are there any affirmations that no longer resonate with you? Adjust your affirmations as needed to stay aligned with your evolving journey. Are you ready to take control? Let's talk about creating a lunar affirmation altar, a dedicated space where you can display your affirmations, along with other symbols that represent your intentions and shadow work journey. This helps keep your intentions at the forefront of your mind and creates a powerful focal point for your practice. Consider incorporating crystals, candles, images, and other meaningful objects that resonate with the current lunar phase and your personal intentions. What items call out to you? But here's something even more specific, a list of power phrases that can be incorporated into your lunar affirmations to amplify their potency. I am open to. Use this phrase to invite new opportunities and experiences into your life. I am releasing. Use this phrase to let go of what no longer serves you. I am embracing. Use this phrase to welcome new aspects of yourself and your life. I am worthy of. Use this phrase to affirm your inherent value and deservingness. How will you use these phrases? And of course, a troubleshooting guide for common affirmation challenges. Feeling resistance or disbelief when repeating affirmations, acknowledge the resistance and gently challenge the limiting beliefs behind it. Not seeing immediate results. Be patient and persistent. Trust that the affirmations are working on a subconscious level, even if you don't see immediate changes. Losing motivation or forgetting to practice? Set a reminder, create a ritual, or find an accountability partner to stay on track. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Remember, using phase-specific affirmations is essential for harnessing the full power of the lunar cycle for shadow integration, because here's what they don't want you knowing. It's not enough to simply repeat words. You must embody the energy of the affirmation to create lasting change, emphasizing the importance of intention, alignment, and consistent practice. But we're just scratching the surface. Now you know how to harness the power of the moon, so let's discuss where to find all the resources you need to make these steps a reality, and to develop your personalized toolkit with these tools, and find the right guidance so that you are not alone. Now you know how to embody the energy of affirmations, but here's what they really don't want you to know. The effectiveness of any spiritual practice, including lunar-aligned shadow work, depends on assembling a carefully curated toolkit of resources that resonate with your unique needs and preferences. Generic spirituality simply doesn't exist. What works for one person can be detrimental to another, so it is absolutely up to you to choose the right tools. But here's the twist. Using resources that are ill-suited to your personal style or energetic signature can actually hinder progress, creating frustration and discouragement because they will not be authentic. Think of it like trying to use a hammer to screw in a screw. It simply won't work and can damage the material, and that's how it goes with resources that aren't aligned with you. A highly sensitive person trying a rigorous, confrontational shadow work technique might shut down, while a more assertive person might thrive. Which one are you? The real power lies in consciously selecting resources that feel genuinely supportive, inspiring, and aligned with your inner guidance system, thus helping you develop personally and helping you become a better channel. It's about finding resources that resonate with your soul, not just your mind. When you find the right tools, you will feel it, a deep sense of knowing that this is the right path for you and this is what you must seek. Have you found this yet? Let's explore some key resource categories and how to find them, linking them to specific needs within lunar-aligned shadow work. This will help you find resources that are a perfect fit for you. First, let's look at books. Books offer a wealth of knowledge and inspiration, but the key is to find authors who resonate with your intellectual and emotional style. Someone struggling with self-forgiveness may find solace in a spiritual memoir about overcoming adversity, while someone seeking practical tools might prefer a psychology text. But what if you don't know where to start? You can even find these resources at the library. Here's why this is important. Reading material from someone who does not align with your vibration will actually lower your vibration. Pay attention to how you feel when reading and take note if your mood is lowering, because it is key to being aligned. Have you ever been reading something and started to feel like something was wrong? What they don't want you to realize is that it can be as easy as joining a local spiritual center or church to find resources. The energetic and psychological reason for this is that those who are also seeking are more likely to be higher aligned, which can help you move forward. Mentors and guides offer personalized support and guidance. It's essential to vet their credentials and ensure ethical alignment. Look for teachers who have a proven track record of success and who embody the values you seek to cultivate. Be wary of those who make grandiose claims or pressure you into making quick decisions. But how can you find a good one? What should you watch out for? Consider this: a mentor who only wants your money isn't truly invested in your growth. They are simply using you for their own personal gain. It's key to remember that they're not always bad people. It is likely that their own shadows are in control, but in the end, it is not safe for you. And it doesn't stop there. Remember that sometimes the best spiritual spaces are ones that you create. Creating or finding physical spaces that foster inner reflection and connection, such as nature retreats, meditation centers, or home altars, can be invaluable for lunar-aligned shadow work. These spaces provide a sanctuary where you can quiet your mind, connect with your intuition, and access deeper levels of self-awareness. But what if you can't afford a fancy retreat? Here's the truth: you can find a quiet place in your house or even just spend time in nature. The key is to create a space that feels sacred and conducive to inner work. If you don't feel comfortable in a meditation center or retreat, then it is not for you, and it's important to respect that. But here's what most miss. What if you're someone who feels that you resonate more online than you do in real life? Online communities can be a double-edged sword. While they offer a sense of connection and support, they can also be rife with negativity, misinformation, and drama. It's crucial to approach these spaces with discernment and intention, focusing on groups that foster constructive dialogue, promote personal growth, and uphold ethical standards. And what if you keep getting pulled into the drama? Is it still okay? The shocking truth is that it is not doom scrolling if you are connecting with others and helping each other find resources. When you are resonating at the same level as others, that's when your potential amplifies. The law of attraction says that aligning yourself with resources that match your desired outcomes attracts corresponding opportunities into your life. But there's even more to the story, something that they really don't want you to know. The helper's high is a real phenomenon. Those who are willing to help raise your vibration will find that their vibration rises along with yours, creating a win-win situation. But what if you're the one who needs help? Will others still be willing to help you? Here's where it gets interesting. Let me share a few short, resource success stories of people who found the right resources and saw major shifts. This is critical to see how resources can affect you. First, there's Sarah, who found a tarot deck that was the right energy, which helped guide her through a major career change, which led to financial and spiritual success. What happened was that the tarot deck helped Sarah access her intuition, guiding her towards the right decisions. Then there's John, who began attending a local meditation group to reduce stress. The meditation group provided him with a supportive community and taught him valuable techniques for managing his anxiety. These success stories highlight the transformative power of finding the right resources, and it is time to audit your own. But what is a resource audit? The idea of a resource audit is an honest evaluation of your current toolkit, identifying what is working, what is not, and what needs to be replaced or upgraded. It's like taking inventory of your life, decluttering what no longer serves you, and making space for new and more aligned resources. But how do you even start? Where do you look? Here's how it works. First, you check in and be honest about what your needs are. Are you feeling stressed, anxious, or unfulfilled? What areas of your life need attention? Second, ask yourself, what type of resources are you needing? A teacher, a book, a location? Be specific about what you're looking for. Third, start searching for the right resources, ensuring that they align with you. Pay attention to how you feel when you interact with these resources. Building on this, remember that the resources you need will change, and keep your toolkit aligned. What worked for you a year ago may no longer be relevant today. It's important to continuously assess your needs and update your toolkit accordingly. But what if you don't have any friends? How do you make a toolkit that has people? The key is to take your toolkit to the next level by creating a spiritual dream team, a group of friends and resources to rely on. These are people who support your growth, challenge you to step outside your comfort zone, and hold you accountable for your goals. But what if you're an introvert? How do you find these people? Don't panic. Online communities, workshops, and spiritual centers are all great places to meet like-minded individuals. Be open to connecting with people who resonate with your values and who share your passion for personal growth. But there are some you should avoid. It's essential that you know the red flag indicators: mentors who only want your money, books that are fear-based, and locations that are not safe for you. These are all signs that a resource is not aligned with your highest good. But what if you're not sure if a resource is right for you? The truth is that it's essential to practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that there is no right way to practice and that it will all fall into place. Be patient with yourself and trust that you are being guided towards the resources that are best suited for you. Remember that finding the right resources is essential for harnessing the full power of the lunar cycle, and that finding the right help will help turn that shadow to light. Don't feel bad if something isn't working. There are many options for you, and that brings us to something even more powerful, because now you have all your tools ready. So let's look at getting some guidance to know how to use those tools effectively. Your guides are here. They see the urgent lunar warnings coming this week, and they know things you cannot possibly know. It's like they have insider access to the cosmos, offering a perspective uniquely tailored to your path and the energies now at play. But what if you're not listening? Navigating this lunar cycle without their support is like trying to solve a complex puzzle without all the pieces. You risk misinterpreting signals and missing vital opportunities. Your guides can provide the missing links and prevent you from going down the wrong path, but here's the catch. Connecting with your guides isn't about surrendering your free will, it's about accessing a deeper level of wisdom and support, empowering you to make informed decisions during this critical time. What's at stake if you don't? Consider this. Spirit guide guidance manifests in countless ways during lunar cycles. Are you paying attention? In relationships, you might receive clear guidance on how to resolve conflicts, deepen connections, or release toxic ties. Think of a sudden, intuitive nudge to forgive a loved one, leading to a reconciliation and healing. In finances, you might receive insights on how to manage resources wisely, attract abundance, or avoid financial pitfalls. Have you had a recurring dream about a particular investment, prompting you to research it and make a profitable decision? In your career, you might receive clarity on how to pursue your passions, navigate workplace challenges, or align your work with your sole purpose. What if it feels like a chance encounter with a mentor who offers invaluable career advice and opens doors to new opportunities? This isn't just about random luck. It's about being open to the guidance available to you. Let me share a few validation vignettes. Sarah avoided a major accident by following a sudden urge to take a different route after seeing a bird. John received a timely warning about a business partner's dishonesty, preventing him from losing his investments. Maria was inspired to launch her own business after receiving repeated signs to follow that path. But here's what most people miss. These weren't just coincidences, they were guide-specific signals. These signals are recurring symbols, numbers, or sensations that indicate the presence and guidance of a particular spirit guide, creating a personalized language that's uniquely yours. Have you noticed any recurring themes in your life recently? Is there a particular animal that keeps appearing, a number that keeps popping up, or a sensation that you can't quite explain? Pay attention, because your guides are trying to communicate with you. But how does this actually work? Let's take a deep dive, because the energetic mechanisms behind spirit guide communication are based on a few key concepts. The veil between worlds thins during specific lunar phases, facilitating communication with the spirit realm. It's like the cosmic radio dial is more clear, allowing clearer signals. Then there's energetic vibration. Raising your vibration is essential to match the frequency of your spirit guides, ensuring clearer communication. Think of it like tuning into the right station on that radio. You can't hear the message if you're not on the same frequency. And don't forget about clairsenses. Your clairsenses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance are tools for receiving guidance. The more you develop them, the easier it becomes to hear, see, feel, and know the messages from your guides. Are you ready to explore your own clair abilities? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't this all a little woo-woo? Or, what if I'm being misled? Let's address those objections head-on. It's not about blindly following external voices. It's about developing a trusting relationship with your own intuition and inner wisdom. Recognize that your guides are there to support you, not control you. But how can you be sure? Always test the messages you receive to ensure that they are aligned with the highest good and your own values. Does it feel loving, supportive, and empowering? Or does it feel fearful, judgmental, and controlling? Trust your intuition. It's your inner compass. What if you're still not sure? Consider this. You can always ask for clarification or confirmation. Ask your guides to show you a sign, something that will clearly indicate whether the message is authentic. And don't be afraid to set boundaries with your guides. You are in control of your own energy and experience. Clearing your channel is critical, and specific practices can help remove energetic blockages and enhance your ability to receive clear guidance. It's like cleaning a dirty window. You can't see clearly if the glass is covered in grime. Are you ready to clear your channel and open yourself up to divine guidance? So, how do you connect with your spirit guides for lunar cycle guidance? Let's go through it, step by step. First, prepare your sacred space. Cleanse the area with sage, light candles, and set your intentions. This creates a clear and positive energy field. Second, quiet your mind. Meditate, practice deep breathing, or use affirmations to calm your thoughts and center yourself. Third, ask a specific question about the lunar cycle. What do you need to know? What actions should you take? Be clear and concise with your request. Fourth, pay attention to any thoughts, feelings, images, or sensations that arise. These are all potential messages from your guides. Fifth, record your insights in your journal. Don't judge, just write down whatever comes to mind. You can always analyze it later. What have you been writing down lately? Consider creating a spirit guide altar. It's a dedicated space where you can honor your guides and create a stronger connection. Include items that represent your guides, photos, symbols, crystals, or anything else that resonates with you. Spend time at your altar each day, connecting with your guides through meditation, prayer, or journaling. Think of it as a spiritual home base, a place where you can always connect with your guides. Is there any object you've been drawn to that may represent your guides? To strengthen your connection and trust, use specific affirmations and visualizations, such as, "I am open to receiving clear and loving guidance from my spirit guides," or, "I trust that my spirit guides are leading me towards my highest good." Visualize yourself surrounded by your spirit guides, feeling their loving presence and support. Finally, practice discerning between genuine spirit guide messages and ego-driven thoughts. Remember, spirit guide messages feel loving, supportive, and empowering, while ego-driven thoughts feel fearful, judgmental, and controlling. If you're unsure, ask for clarification or confirmation. Are you ready to trust your intuition and connect with your spirit guides? Connecting with your spirit guides is essential for transforming urgent lunar warnings into opportunities for growth and empowerment. It's not about knowing all the answers, it's about having faith that you are being guided towards your highest good as you harness your new relationships. Trust your intuition and surrender to divine guidance during this critical week. And that brings us to something even more powerful, because now that you are connected with your spirit guides, let's explore how to decipher the coming planetary information so you can best prepare to use it. You're about to discover something incredibly powerful about these lunar warnings, but only if you're ready to listen. The planetary energies that are present at the time of the moon's cycle act as specific filters, shaping how the lunar warnings manifest. It's like each planet adds its own unique color to the lunar message, making every warning distinct and tailored to that specific time and space. But what if you're only seeing the moon and not the filter? Ignoring these planetary influences is like trying to listen to your favorite song through a broken speaker. You will not be getting the full effect. You risk misinterpreting the lunar warnings, taking the wrong actions, or even missing crucial opportunities that the universe is trying to deliver to you. It's like using the wrong map to find your destination. You might end up completely lost, but here's the thing. Understanding these planetary energies empowers you to decode the lunar warnings with laser-like accuracy, leading to optimal results and allowing you to navigate your path with clarity and confidence. What's at stake if you don't take notice? Consider this: each planet brings its own unique flavor to the lunar message. When Venus is prominent, the lunar warning will be focused on love, relationships, values, and how to improve these areas of your life. It might highlight the need to heal old wounds, forgive past hurts, or cultivate deeper connections with those you care about. Have you been feeling a nudge to address a strained relationship? Maybe you're being called to reevaluate your values and align them with your true desires. A transit with Venus might highlight the need to improve relationships by communicating openly and honestly with your partner. Are you ready to embrace vulnerability and create more authentic connections? But here's the twist: when Mars is prominent, the lunar message shifts gears entirely. It becomes about taking action, asserting boundaries, and channeling your energy into passion projects. It might be a call to stand up for yourself, pursue your goals with unwavering determination, or unleash your creativity in bold new ways. But be warned, Mars can also bring aggression and anger to the surface. A transit with Mars can cause arguments with other people because one is stubborn. Have you been feeling more irritable or impulsive lately? Recognize that this energy can be harnessed for good, but only if you're mindful of your actions and reactions. Are you ready to channel your inner warrior and take decisive action towards your goals? And it doesn't stop there. When Jupiter is prominent, the lunar message is all about expansion, opportunity, and abundance. It might be a sign that you're on the verge of a major breakthrough, a new chapter filled with exciting possibilities. But be careful, Jupiter can also lead to excess and overindulgence. A transit with Jupiter might lead to overspending and overeating. Have you been feeling a pull to expand your horizons? Maybe you're being called to step outside your comfort zone and embrace new experiences. Are you ready to open yourself up to the abundance that the universe has in store for you? Let's face it, Saturn brings a completely different energy to the table. When Saturn is prominent, the lunar message is about restriction, responsibility, and structure. It might be a call to create lasting foundations in your life, set better boundaries, or take your commitments more seriously. A transit with Saturn will see you locked in your home, or maybe having to set better boundaries in your life. Have you been feeling a need to get your life in order? Maybe you're being called to slow down, focus on the essentials, and build a solid framework for your future. Are you ready to embrace discipline and create a more stable and secure life? But here's what most people miss. Understanding how these planetary energies influence the lunar warnings can be life-changing. Take Sarah, for example. Sarah used Venus to realize that she needed to end her marriage, even though it was hard. She realized that she was settling and not truly happy, and after she took the leap, she found that she was much happier and has since been more in tune with her true needs and purpose. Or consider John, who realized that his anger, caused by Mars, was actually a sign that he needed to take action. He channeled that energy into starting a non-profit that helps people in his community, and now his anger has transformed into passion and purpose. What could you achieve if you understood these energies in the coming week? The truth is, each of us has a unique planetary signature, recurring themes or patterns associated with specific planets in our birth chart. What if you could identify yours? Are you ready to unlock a deeper understanding of yourself and your destiny? Let's take a deep dive into the energetic mechanisms behind these planetary influences. It all comes down to planetary aspects, the angles that planets form with each other in the sky. When two planets are close together, it's called a conjunction. It is like a spotlight that focuses the light and amplifies the energy of both planets. What does this mean for you? Well, it depends on which planets are involved. A conjunction between the Moon and Venus might intensify your emotions and make you more sensitive to beauty and love, while a conjunction between the Moon and Mars could ignite your passions and drive you to take action. Which planets are aligning for you this week? But here's the catch. When two planets are directly across from each other, it's called an opposition. This acts as a tug of war because the light is being pulled in both directions, creating tension and conflict. An opposition between the Moon and Saturn, for example, might bring feelings of restriction and limitation, making you feel like you're being held back from your goals. Are you experiencing that push-pull feeling right now? And it doesn't stop there. A square creates tension and challenges. It is like a roadblock that is forcing you to take a detour, pushing you to overcome obstacles and grow stronger. A square between the Moon and Uranus, for example, might bring unexpected changes and disruptions, forcing you to adapt to new circumstances. Are you ready to embrace the unexpected and break free from your comfort zone? But don't worry, it's not all challenges and conflicts. A trine creates harmony and flow. This is a green light and indicates that you are heading in the right direction, making it easier to achieve your goals and manifest your desires. A trine between the Moon and Jupiter, for example, might bring opportunities for expansion and abundance, making you feel optimistic and hopeful about the future. What synchronicities have you noticed in your life lately? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't astrology just a bunch of hocus pocus? Or, what if these planetary influences are just random chance? Let's address those doubts head-on. Astrology is a symbolic language, a tool for understanding human behavior and patterns. It's not about predicting the future, it's about gaining insights into your own potential and making informed choices. Think of astrology as a guide, but it is not the final say, and it is up to you to decide what you believe and do. Have you ever noticed how certain astrological forecasts resonate deeply with you while others don't? It's all about finding what works for you and using it to empower yourself. Are you ready to embrace astrology as a tool for self-discovery? But here's what most people miss. You have the power to influence these planetary energies in your life. It's called planetary remediation, taking steps to balance challenging planetary influences. If you're feeling aggressive because of Mars, channel that energy into a creative project. Or, if you're feeling restricted by Saturn, focus on building a solid foundation for your future. What small steps can you take this week to balance the planetary energies in your life? So, how can you integrate planetary energies during this upcoming week? Let's go through it, step by step. First, research the upcoming lunar cycle and identify any prominent planetary alignments. What planets are in the spotlight? Second, research the energies and themes associated with those planetary alignments. What do these planets represent? Third, reflect on how those energies might be influencing your emotions, thoughts, and experiences. How are these planets showing up in your life? Fourth, make a list of small steps you can take to align with the planetary energies. What actions can you take to harness these energies for good? Fifth, take time to focus on these alignments, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Are you ready to take control of your energy and create a more fulfilling life? Consider creating a planetary intentions journal. It's a dedicated space where you can track your experiences with planetary energies and take note of any patterns. What themes keep recurring in your life? To strengthen your connection with planetary energies, use specific affirmations and visualizations. Repeat the affirmation, I am aligning myself with the energies of planet to experience desired outcome. Or visualize yourself surrounded by the positive qualities of that planet, feeling its empowering presence. What affirmations resonate with you right now? Remember, understanding planetary influences is essential for transforming lunar warnings into opportunities for greater self-awareness, alignment, and empowerment, and how you can use those energies to your advantage. The more you understand the planets, the more clearly you can use the cycles to your benefit. And that brings us to something even more exciting, because now that you have all of these tools, let's put it all together by creating your personal profile that will help you on your spiritual journey. Now that you have all of these tools at your disposal, it's time to transform those urgent lunar warnings into a powerful source of guidance. But here's the thing, simply knowing about intuition, spirit guides, and planetary influences isn't enough. You need a system, a way to integrate all these elements into a cohesive understanding of yourself and your path. Are you ready to build that system? It's time to activate your cosmic blueprint. Think of it as compiling a personal profile, a master key that integrates all the lunar tools we've discussed, your intuition, your spirit guides, and the planetary influences into a unified system. This isn't just a summary of what we have spoken about, it's a personalized operating manual for your soul's journey, specifically calibrated to decode the cosmos for you. What's at stake if you don't? Let's face it, using these lunar tools in a haphazard, disconnected way is like trying to build a house with only a hammer and nails, no blueprints, and no plan. It dilutes their effectiveness and can lead to confusion, frustration, and even misinterpretation of lunar guidance. Relying on intuition alone, without considering planetary influences, could lead to impulsive decisions based on emotions rather than a balanced understanding. Ignoring your spirit guides could leave you feeling lost and directionless, unsure of which path to take. Are you ready to step out of the shadows and embrace the light? But here's the twist. Creating a personal profile allows you to synthesize the different aspects of lunar influence, leading to more accurate decoding and more powerful manifestation. It's like finally having the right map to navigate the complex terrain of your inner world. By combining multiple sources of information, you gain a holistic perspective, allowing you to make decisions that are truly aligned with your soul's purpose. This isn't just about understanding lunar warnings. It's about mastering your own destiny. What if you could unlock your full potential this week? Let's dive into some key components of a personal profile. First, consider your intuition style. How do you receive intuitive messages best? Are you primarily visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or do you receive information in other ways? And how do you validate those messages for accuracy? It isn't enough to simply go with your gut. For example, you might say, I primarily receive intuitive messages through vivid dreams and gut feelings. I validate them by checking for emotional resonance, joy, excitement, and looking for confirming synchronicities. Document the different sources of your intuition. Are there specific symbols or sensations that consistently accompany your intuitive hits? Have you noticed that your intuition is stronger at certain times of the day or during specific lunar phases? Pay attention to these details, as they can provide valuable clues about how your intuition works. Next, identify your spirit guide team. Who are your primary spirit guides? What are their unique signatures, symbols, sensations, and how do they typically offer guidance? This isn't just about believing in spirit guides. It's about developing a personal relationship with them, learning to recognize their presence, and trusting their wisdom. For instance, you might say, "My primary spirit guide is an old woman who makes me feel calm. I also feel tingling in my body when they are present. My spirit animal is a wolf. My spirit guide talks to me in my head and via images." List who your guides are, what they do, and what they look like if applicable. Do they have specific messages or themes that they consistently communicate? Have you noticed any patterns in their guidance? The more you understand your spirit guide team, the more effectively you can work with them to navigate lunar warnings and make aligned decisions. And it doesn't stop there. Consider your planetary sensitivities. Which planetary placements in your natal chart are you most sensitive to, and how do those energies tend to manifest in your life, both challenges and opportunities? This isn't just about knowing your astrological chart. It's about understanding how those planetary energies play out in your daily experiences. You might note, "I have a strong Venus placement, so I can be very headstrong, but I have to be mindful not to neglect Saturn, or I will have to realign. I need to remember that, while love and beauty are important, there are also things that need to be handled in terms of practicality." Note how these different planets might affect you and what that looks like in terms of shadow. Are you prone to impulsivity when Mars is prominent, or do you tend to withdraw and isolate yourself when Saturn is in the spotlight? By understanding your planetary sensitivities, you can anticipate potential challenges and harness those energies for positive growth. Finally, describe your lunar imprint patterns. What recurring themes, emotions, and experiences surface during specific lunar phases, helping you anticipate and navigate potential challenges? This isn't just about tracking the moon's cycles. It's about noticing how those cycles affect your own internal landscape. For example, you might say, "During full moons in Scorpio, I tend to experience intense emotions related to intimacy and vulnerability. I know it is time for releasing unwanted patterns." This can also include dates and times. Do you consistently experience vivid dreams during the new moon, or do you find yourself feeling more creative during the full moon? By identifying your lunar imprint patterns, you can prepare yourself for potential challenges and capitalize on opportunities for growth. But here's what most people miss. Creating a personal profile isn't a one-time event, it's a living document, a dynamic tool that is continuously updated and refined as you evolve spiritually and gain new insights. It's a journey, not a destination. You will discover new things about your profile all of the time. Consider Sarah, who used her profile to recognize that a recurring dream was a warning from her spirit guide to avoid a risky investment, saving her from financial loss. Or John, who used his profile to identify that he was self-sabotaging during a full moon, allowing him to overcome his unwanted feelings. Then there's Maria, who used her profile to embark on a transformative spiritual journey, leading her to discover her true calling. What could you achieve with your own personal profile? The shocking truth is that the psychological and energetic mechanisms behind creating a personal profile are deeply rooted in self-awareness, cognitive integration, and empowered decision-making. By understanding your unique strengths, weaknesses, and patterns of behavior, you cultivate greater self-compassion and authenticity. By synthesizing information from different sources, intuition, guides, astrology, you create a coherent understanding of yourself and your path. By making choices that are aligned with your values, purpose, and intuitive guidance, you experience greater fulfillment and success. What long-term benefits could this hold? And it doesn't stop there. This process encourages iterative improvement, always remembering the journey and not just the destination. Creating your profile is about so much more than the destination. It is about the journey. And it's not a static thing. As you grow, so too does your profile, and you may add or take away different things as you grow. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds like a lot of work. Or what if I'm not sure about my intuition or spirit guides? Let's face it, creating a personal profile requires effort and self-reflection. But it's not about creating a perfect document or achieving some unattainable ideal. It's about embarking on a journey of self-discovery, learning to trust your intuition, and aligning yourself with your soul's purpose. Think of it as a compass, not a GPS. What is the difference? It is up to you to figure out where you want to go. But here's the catch. You need to regularly review and update your profile to ensure it remains aligned with your evolving needs and spiritual growth. This is what we call profile recalibration. If you stay stagnant, your profile will not be accurate. Think of it like calibrating an instrument so the readings can be accurate. Are you ready to take the next step? So how do you create your personal profile? Let's go through it step by step. First, gather all of your notes, journal entries, and insights from the previous sections. Second, organize this information into a clear and concise document, digital or paper. Third, review each section of the profile: intuition style, spirit guide team, planetary sensitivities, lunar imprint patterns, identifying key themes, patterns, and insights. Fourth, write a summary statement for each section, capturing the essence of your unique profile. Fifth, review your profile regularly, updating it as needed and using it to guide your decisions and actions. Are you ready to start the work? Consider creating a profile vision board, a visual representation of your profile, using images, symbols, and words that resonate with your authentic self. This helps with staying connected with the information. What images best represent your guides? To help you delve deeper into each aspect of your profile, ask yourself these questions. What feels most authentic to you? What triggers your emotions most often? What recurring patterns have you noticed in your life? Write these down and come back to them often. Remember to practice self-compassion, reminding yourself that there is no right way to create a profile and that it is a journey of self-discovery. Don't let it become a burden. What are you letting go of this week? The shocking truth is that creating a personal profile is essential for transforming urgent lunar warnings into opportunities for authentic self-expression, empowerment, and alignment with your soul's purpose. It's about embracing your unique gifts and navigating your challenges with grace and wisdom, creating a richer and more fulfilling life. Are you ready to step into that power? And that brings us to a critical question. What do you do now to take all of this, your profile and the lunar warnings, and really make it an actionable part of your life? Because we're just scratching the surface, and what we'll discover next is even more shocking. Now that you have your personal profile assembled and are starting to understand lunar warnings on a deeper, more personalized level, what's next? Let's face it, knowledge alone is useless. It's like having a treasure map but never leaving your house to find the gold. The real power lies in taking action based on those warnings, turning insight into tangible results. This isn't about passively observing the cosmos. It's about actively co-creating your reality. But are you truly ready to take the reins? Here's the thing. Many people get stuck in what we call action paralysis. They overthink, they analyze, they wait for the perfect moment, and as a result, they miss the opportunities that the lunar cycle presents. The anxiety builds and the fear of failure takes over, and they do nothing. It's like standing at the edge of a pool, dipping your toes in thin turf for hours, but never actually jumping in. Time's up. The universe isn't waiting anymore. What doors are closing because you are not acting on the signs? But here's the catch. Even small, imperfect actions are infinitely more powerful than inaction. It's about building momentum, about starting the engine, even if you don't know exactly where you're going. Think of it like pushing a boulder. The first few pushes are the hardest, but once you get it rolling, it gains momentum and becomes easier to move. What small act can you do today to move your boulder forward? So, what does taking action actually look like when faced with lunar warnings? Let's break it down. During a full moon, when emotions are heightened and old patterns surface, taking action might mean releasing a toxic relationship. This isn't just about thinking about it or talking about it. It's about having that difficult conversation, setting clear boundaries, and ending all contact if necessary. It's about choosing yourself even when it's painful. What unhealthy pattern are you clinging to despite knowing it hurts you? During a new moon, when new beginnings are favored, taking action might mean starting that project you've always dreamed of. This isn't just about brainstorming ideas. It's about writing a business plan, creating a website, and connecting with a potential mentor. It's about turning your passion into a tangible reality. What's stopping you from turning your dreams into reality? And when challenging planetary transits occur, such as Saturn squaring your moon, taking action might mean creating structure and discipline in your life. This isn't just about setting good intentions. It's about establishing a daily routine, setting realistic goals, and seeking accountability from a friend or coach. It's about committing to your own growth, even when it's uncomfortable. Where can you commit to structure, even if it isn't fun? Consider Sarah, who was terrified of public speaking. The lunar warnings kept pointing her back to needing to be more visible, to share her message. Instead of staying frozen, she joined a local Toastmasters club and practiced her speeches regularly. Over time, she not only overcame her fear, but also became a confident and sought-after speaker. Or John, who had a strained relationship with his father. Heeding the lunar call to heal family wounds, he initiated weekly phone calls and expressed his appreciation. Slowly but surely, their bond deepened, and they found common ground. Then there's Maria, who felt stuck in a dead-end job. Guided by lunar insights to embrace her creativity, she started her own consulting business that she had always dreamed about by sending out her resume, finally taking the plunge. What small, consistent action can you take to radically alter your life? But here's whammis, people miss. These actions create action ripples, cascading positive effects into other areas of your life. Starting a daily meditation practice not only reduces stress, but also improves focus, enhances relationships, and fosters creativity. It's all interconnected. Remember the personal profile you built? The key is to use it. Your profile should inform your actions. For example, knowing you are sensitive to Venus may mean taking inspired action towards relationships. What ripples might result from small changes? But here's the deeper layer. The effectiveness of taking action is rooted in powerful psychological principles. Behavioral activation suggests that taking action, even when feeling unmotivated, can increase positive emotions and break cycles of rumination. It's about faking it until you make it. Proving action creates motivation, not the other way around. What behavior can you activate today? Self-efficacy suggests that taking small steps towards a goal builds confidence and reinforces the belief in one's ability to succeed. Each small victory fuels your momentum and reinforces your belief in yourself. What is a small win you can achieve today? And the Zeigarnik effect suggests that incomplete tasks create a sense of tension and motivate action to achieve closure. By starting something, even if you don't finish it immediately, you create a subconscious drive to complete it. What tasks have you left open that are creating tension? Now I know what some of you are thinking. I'm afraid of failure, or I don't have enough time, or I need everything to be perfect before I start. Let's face it, fear, time constraints, and perfectionism are common obstacles, but it's not about achieving perfection on the first try. It's about learning from your mistakes and adjusting your approach along the way. It's about progress, not perfection, and small steps are still steps. Think of it like learning to walk. You stumble, you fall, but you eventually get up and keep going. What if you embraced failure as a teacher? What if you could align your actions with the moon cycles? Introducing the concept of lunar-aligned action cycles, understanding that the different phases of the moon can inspire different types of action, each phase maximizing action potentials. The new moon, for example, encourages setting intentions and initiating new projects, but the full moon is best for releasing old patterns and completing tasks. Each cycle creates a rhythm. Can you dance to the rhythm of the moon? So, how do you translate these urgent lunar warnings into actionable steps? First, review the lunar warnings you have identified for the week, focusing on the key themes and challenges. What are the main messages coming through? Second, brainstorm a list of small, specific actions you can take to address those themes and challenges. The more specific, the better. Third, prioritize your actions, focusing on the ones that feel most aligned with your values and intuition, and that have the potential to create the greatest positive impact. What feels most resonant and impactful? Fourth, schedule your actions into your calendar, treating them as important appointments with yourself. Make it non-negotiable. Fifth, celebrate your successes and learn from your setbacks, remembering that every action is a step forward on your path. Be kind to yourself. Are you ready to treat yourself with kindness as you push forward? And what if you had an action accountability system to stay motivated and on track? Consider finding an accountability partner, sharing your goals, and checking in with each other regularly. Use a habit tracker app or journal to monitor your progress and celebrate your accomplishments. Reward yourself for reaching milestones, reinforcing positive behaviors. Who can you rely on to keep you accountable? To support your action-taking journey, try these affirmations and visualizations. Repeat often, I am taking inspired action towards my goals, trusting that the universe is supporting me every step of the way. I am confident and capable of overcoming any challenges that arise, knowing that every action is a learning opportunity. Visualize yourself confidently taking action, overcoming obstacles, and achieving your desired outcomes, feeling empowered, fulfilled, and aligned with your purpose. What do you see yourself accomplishing? And don't beat yourself up if you are late to the party. To help with procrastination, break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, set realistic deadlines, and practice self-compassion. If you don't get it done, don't beat yourself up. Taking action is essential for transforming lunar warnings into opportunities for growth, empowerment, and lasting fulfillment. Action is the truest form of commitment. It's not enough to simply be aware of the lunar energies. You must actively engage with them to create positive change in your life and in the world. But the journey doesn't stop there. Remember how important it is to be kind with yourself on this journey. That brings us to the next important step: self-compassion, accepting that you are doing your best on your spiritual journey, even if you don't get everything right. So, self-compassion, it's more than just a buzzword, it's the secret ingredient you've been missing to truly transform the urgent lunar warnings into personal breakthroughs. Without it, these powerful cosmic messages can feel like relentless attacks on your self-worth, pushing you further into the shadows instead of illuminating your path. What if the key to unlocking the moon's true potential lies not just in understanding its warnings, but in how you respond to them with unwavering kindness towards yourself? Here's the thing: self-compassion is your energetic shield, the buffer that prevents lunar revelations from shattering your sense of self. Think of it as the oil that keeps the gears of your spiritual journey turning smoothly, preventing burnout, promoting sustainable growth, and transforming challenges into opportunities. It's not just a nice-to-have. It's the foundational support system that allows you to navigate the lunar landscape with grace and resilience. What doors are closing to you because you are judging yourself too harshly? But here's the judgment amplification risk. A lack of self-compassion acts like a cosmic magnifying glass, amplifying feelings of guilt, shame, and inadequacy when lunar warnings reveal your shadow aspects or past mistakes. Instead of seeing these revelations as opportunities for growth, you get trapped in a downward spiral of negative self-talk, self-punishment, and stagnation. It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Are you unconsciously turning lunar insights into weapons against yourself? And that's why unconditional acceptance is your superpower. Self-compassion involves accepting yourself flaws, imperfections, and treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and unwavering support you would offer a dear friend. Especially when the moon gets tough, shining a light on aspects of yourself that you'd rather keep hidden. It's about saying, I see you, I accept you, and I'm here for you no matter what. How different would your journey be if you started treating yourself with radical acceptance? So, what does self-compassion actually look like in practice during different phases of the lunar cycle? What small changes could revolutionize your relationship with yourself? When receiving a challenging lunar warning, instead of beating yourself up for past mistakes, you acknowledge your imperfections, you remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes, and you focus on learning from the experience. Let's say you realize you made a financial mistake due to neglecting some Saturn guidance. Instead of spiraling into self-criticism, you acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, create a budget, and move forward with renewed clarity and determination. Are you ready to embrace the learning curve, even when it's uncomfortable? When struggling to implement a lunar-aligned action, instead of giving up and feeling like a failure, you acknowledge your limitations, you celebrate small steps forward, and you remind yourself that progress, not perfection, is the ultimate goal. Imagine you find it difficult to release a toxic relationship during a full moon. Instead of berating yourself for your weakness, you acknowledge that letting go is a process. You celebrate the small steps you've already taken, like setting boundaries, and you continue to research healthy relationship dynamics, strengthening your resolve with each passing day. What if you celebrated every baby step as a victory? And when experiencing setbacks or unexpected challenges, instead of blaming yourself and getting discouraged, you recognize that setbacks are a normal part of life, and you approach them with curiosity, resilience, and a deep knowing that everything is happening for your highest good. Picture this: a business deal you were working towards falls through. Instead of blaming yourself, you understand that it wasn't meant to be, you analyze what you could have done differently, and you use the experience as fuel to refine your approach and pursue even greater opportunities. Where can you find the hidden lessons in your perceived failures? Let me tell you about Sarah, who used self-compassion to forgive herself for a past mistake that had haunted her for years. By treating herself with kindness and understanding, she unlocked a path to healing, growth, and renewed self-worth, ultimately transforming her life. Then there's John, who embraced self-compassion to navigate the emotional roller coaster of a particularly intense lunar cycle. By treating himself with gentleness and love, he was able to stay grounded, centered, and resilient, even when his emotions went haywire. What if your greatest strength lies in your ability to love yourself unconditionally? But here's something you might not know. What if the universe is always communicating? Introducing the idea of compassion confirmations, meaningful signs or synchronicities that indicate you are on the right track with self-compassion, providing external validation of your inner journey. Maybe you receive a heartfelt compliment out of the blue, or someone smiles at you with genuine warmth, or you stumble upon an inspiring quote that perfectly reflects your current journey. These are not just random occurrences. They are the universe's way of acknowledging your efforts and encouraging you to keep going. Are you open to receiving these subtle signs of cosmic support? But here's the deeper layer, the psychological and energetic reasons why self-compassion is so crucial for spiritual growth. Let's break this down. Self-compassion directly impacts emotional regulation, helping you manage difficult emotions and prevent them from overwhelming you. It strengthens your resilience building, allowing you to bounce back from setbacks and challenges with greater ease and grace. And it fosters authentic connection, allowing you to be more vulnerable and genuine in your relationships. Are you willing to embrace vulnerability as a pathway to deeper connection? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't self-compassion just self-indulgent? Won't it make me weak? Let's get one thing straight. Self-compassion is not about letting yourself off the hook or excusing bad behavior. It's about giving yourself the support you need to learn, grow, and thrive. It's not about being weak. It's about building a foundation of inner strength that allows you to face life's challenges with courage and resilience. The more you love yourself, the more things can happen. the more you can give to others without depleting yourself. Are you ready to redefine self-compassion as your greatest source of strength? Introducing the concept of lunar self-care rituals, aligning your self-care practices with the different phases of the moon to amplify their effectiveness and promote deeper healing. During the new moon, you set intentions for self-compassion and kindness towards yourself, planting the seeds for a more loving and supportive relationship with yourself. During the full moon, you release self-judgment, you practice forgiveness, and you remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes. What rituals can you create to honor your inner worth? So how do you cultivate self-compassion during the upcoming week? What small steps can you take to revolutionize your relationship with yourself? First, notice when you are being self-critical or judgmental. Second, acknowledge your suffering and remind yourself that you are not alone. Third, treat yourself with kindness and understanding, using gentle words and gestures. Fourth, practice mindfulness, focusing on the present moment without judgment. Are you ready to consciously choose self-compassion in every moment? Consider creating a self-compassion sanctuary, a dedicated space where you can retreat when you need to nurture and support yourself. A cozy corner filled with comfortable pillows, calming music, inspiring books, and anything else that brings you comfort and peace. When facing adversity, retreat to your sanctuary, take a few deep breaths, and remind yourself that you are worthy of love and support. What can you create a sanctuary that nourishes your soul? To further support your journey, try these affirmations and visualizations. Repeat often, I am worthy of love and kindness just as I am. I treat myself with the same compassion I would offer a dear friend. Visualize yourself surrounded by a warm, loving light, feeling safe, supported, and accepted. Feel the love flowing through you, healing any wounds and filling you with a deep sense of peace. Can you feel that love embracing you right now? Remember to challenge negative self-talk by replacing it with more compassionate messages, practicing self-forgiveness, and setting boundaries to protect yourself from toxic relationships and negative influences, thus protecting your healing. Are you willing to protect your peace, even if it means making difficult choices? Self-compassion is essential for transforming urgent lunar warnings into opportunities for profound healing, growth, and lasting fulfillment. It's about embracing your humanity and navigating life's challenges with grace and resilience. It's not about becoming perfect, but about becoming more fully yourself, flaws and all. But remember that this journey requires more than just understanding. It demands action, which leads us to something even more exciting that will hopefully take the pressure off the viewer and help them take actionable steps. A recap of everything we've talked about to equip you in the coming week. What if you were completely, undeniably prepared for anything the lunar cycles throw your way? So, now that you've incorporated self-compassion, this is more than just a collection of individual tools. It's a fully integrated operating system for your soul, one that empowers you to not only understand, but also confidently navigate any lunar cycle that comes your way. You now possess the keys to unlock the moon's deepest secrets, transforming potential warnings into profound opportunities for growth and lasting fulfillment. Think of it as we've handed you a fully charged cosmic GPS, loaded with customized maps and intuitive navigation, ready to guide you on any spiritual journey, because you have built and collected all of the things that you need. But here's the danger: information overload. Let's face it, the sheer amount of knowledge we've shared can feel overwhelming without a clear, concise recap. It's easy to get lost in the details, paralyzed by the complexity, and ultimately give up before you even begin. And that's the last thing we want. Now you know the steps, so you can take them and not be paralyzed by information. That's why this recap isn't just a summary, it's a lifeline. It's designed to simplify and clarify the key steps, making it easier for you to translate your newfound knowledge into practical actions. It's about empowered implementation, transforming abstract concepts into tangible results. Are you ready to step into your power and take control of your spiritual journey? Let's quickly revisit the key topics we've explored together. Think of this as assembling your spiritual toolkit, ensuring you have every essential implement within easy reach. First, we uncovered decoding lunar warnings, showing you how to identify the dominant emotions, themes, and messages that arise during each lunar phase. Second, we explored connecting with spirit guides, offering practical techniques to strengthen your connection and receive clear, loving guidance on your path. Third, we examined understanding planetary energies, revealing how to recognize and work with the planetary influences that shape the lunar cycle. Fourth, we dove into harnessing resonant manifestation, emphasizing the importance of ethically aligning your desires with your authentic self and the highest good for all. Fifth, we explored practicing self-compassion, helping you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when facing challenges or setbacks. Sixth, using affirmations. Knowing how to create and use them and the appropriate timing for positive benefit. Seventh, how to lean on your support by finding resources, discerning, locating, and implementing support from others. And finally, taking action, understanding how to take the first step to start changing your life. But here's the thing most people don't realize: decoding a lunar warning isn't enough. In isolation, the insights gained from decoding lunar warnings can be overwhelming, confusing, or even frightening. Without the guidance of spirit guides, these warnings can feel like isolated pieces of a puzzle that you can't quite fit together. And even worse, sometimes spirit guides will remain silent because they want you to take the initiative on your own and won't talk to you unless you ask questions, and can show that you are taking the first step in the journey. What if, instead of trying to decipher these cosmic messages alone, you had a loving, supportive team of spirit guides to help you interpret their meaning and navigate their implications? To bring all this together, let's introduce your success checklist that outlines the core steps to follow each lunar cycle. Think of this as your personalized roadmap to navigating the lunar landscape with confidence and ease. First, review the dominant emotions, themes, and messages that are coming up. Second, connect with your spirit guides and ask for guidance, then be receptive to any downloads that come your way. Third, research how this may impact your specific planetary alignment, understanding the personalized cosmic weather forecast. Fourth, make sure you are ethically aligned and not harming others, grounding your desires in compassion and integrity. Fifth, have self-compassion, recognizing that you are a work in progress and treating yourself with kindness and understanding. Sixth, put the affirmations to use and at the appropriate timing so they can provide positive benefit. Seventh, lean on your support and resources, knowing that you are not alone on this journey and seeking assistance when needed. And finally, take your first step, transforming insights into action and moving forward with courage and determination. To help you even further, let's introduce the Lunar Cycle Action Planner, a downloadable template that summarizes these core steps and provides space for personal reflection and action planning. This isn't just a worksheet. It's your personalized roadmap to navigating the lunar landscape with intention and purpose, and it's available for download right now. Here's why this works. These core steps work together to create a holistic approach to navigating the lunar cycle, emphasizing that they are interconnected and mutually reinforcing. It's a symphony of cosmic energies, each element playing a vital role in your overall well-being. Decoding lunar warnings provides the initial insights, shedding light on hidden patterns and potential challenges. Connecting with spirit guides offers personalized guidance and support, helping you navigate these challenges with wisdom and grace. Understanding planetary energies clarifies the underlying influences, providing a broader context for your personal experience. Harnessing resonant manifestation aligns your desires with your authentic self and the highest good, ensuring that your actions are grounded in integrity. Practicing self-compassion fosters emotional resilience and prevents self-sabotage, allowing you to move forward with confidence and ease. All this turns into actions that help to further that knowledge, solidifying your understanding and creating lasting change. But inevitably, some of you might have concerns, so let's address those now. What if you don't feel a connection with your spirit guides? What if you feel like you're talking to a brick wall? Try alternative methods for connecting with inner wisdom, such as journaling, meditation, or spending time in nature. Your intuition is always available. Sometimes, you just need to find the right way to access it. What if you're not sure what your soul purpose is? Encourage experimentation and exploration, trusting that your path will be revealed over time. Follow your curiosity, listen to your heart, and trust that the universe will guide you to where you need to be. What if you make mistakes along the way? Reiterate the importance of self-compassion and learning from your experiences. Mistakes are inevitable. They are opportunities for growth and evolution. And remember that the lunar cycle is a journey, not a destination, emphasizing the importance of patience, persistence, and self-trust. It's about embracing the ebb and flow of life, trusting that everything is happening for your highest good, and celebrating every step along the way. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. To help you embrace all of this, download the Lunar Cycle Action Planner and use it to prepare for the upcoming week. Share your experiences and insights in the comments section, creating a sense of community and mutual support. Let's create a tribe of lunar navigators, sharing our wisdom and empowering each other along the way. Embrace these affirmations and visualizations to promote confidence and empower you to take inspired action. Repeat often, I am ready to embrace the opportunities and challenges of the upcoming lunar cycle, knowing that I have the wisdom, guidance, and support I need to thrive. I trust in my intuition, connect with my spirit guides, and align my actions with my highest good. Imagine yourself surrounded by a warm, golden light, feeling confident, empowered, and aligned with your soul's purpose. Feel the energy flowing through you, guiding you towards your dreams and filling you with a deep sense of peace. Remember, you are powerful creators, capable of manifesting your dreams and creating a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. The lunar cycle is your playground, and the universe is your ally. Go forth with confidence, embrace the journey, and create a life that truly reflects your soul's desires. But we're just scratching the surface of what that playground looks like, and what will happen in the next section is even more exciting. As we approach the close of this powerful gateway of lunar warnings, the air itself crackles with anticipation. The energy is palpable, and the potential for transformation hangs heavy in the balance. The question isn't if you've heard the warnings echoing through the cosmos this week. The question is, what steps are you taking because of them? What seeds have been sown, and how will you nurture them to blossom into the reality you desire? Take a deep breath, center yourself, and let's reflect on the journey we've undertaken together, because the next chapter is waiting. Throughout this week, we've been handed so many tools. We've explored the intricacies of lunar energies, not as passive observers, but as active participants, and now it's time to put them to use and create our own destiny. The insights we've gathered aren't meant to remain theoretical knowledge, but to become the foundation upon which you build a life aligned with your soul's deepest purpose. Think of this lunar warning as the universe gently, or not so gently, checking in to see if you're on the right track. A cosmic GPS recalibrating your course, nudging you back towards your true north if you've veered off course. The challenges you faced, whether it was struggling to decode cryptic messages, feeling paralyzed by the sheer weight of information, or battling the insidious whispers of self-doubt, they weren't roadblocks. They were vital catalysts, opportunities to shed old skins and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more deeply connected to your authentic self. The journey we've undertaken this week, grappling with lunar warnings and striving for inner alignment, isn't merely a personal quest. It's an echo of a timeless universal principle, a dance between individual choice and the grand tapestry of cosmic design. The choice of working with the moon, of heeding its subtle nudges and respecting its cyclical rhythm, or ignoring its presence altogether, has been the same since time began, and it all comes down to respecting the universe. By choosing alignment, By consciously engaging with the lunar energies, you're not just transforming your own life, you are contributing to a collective shift, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond your immediate sphere of influence. We create the means to help others do the same, so we're all working together towards a brighter future. Ultimately, it all comes down to recognizing and respecting the natural cycles that govern our universe, surrendering to the flow, and allowing ourselves to be guided by the wisdom of the cosmos, all that helps to bring us into harmony with the universe. Remember, you are one step closer to making a change, and the universe is thankful. As you move forward, armed with the insights and tools we've explored this week, know that you are not alone. The universe is conspiring in your favor, orchestrating synchronicities, and weaving a tapestry of support around you. Keep trusting the lunar cycle, and it will guide you in ways you never thought possible. Keep listening to the whispers of your intuition, for it is your most trusted compass. Keep nurturing your dreams, for they are the seeds of your future reality. And most importantly, keep believing in yourself, for you possess the power to manifest a life of joy, purpose, and profound fulfillment. Now that you are armed with this information, you are strong enough to make it happen. So how will you continue working with the moon to create the life you desire? What new rituals will you embrace? What long-held dreams will you finally dare to pursue? Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration, self-discovery, and lunar empowerment. Until next time, keep shining, and I'll see you in the stars.